Happy Friday night. It's Friday night footy game day here in Melbourne, where we've got the Essendon Bombers taking on the Adelaide Crows here. Of course, both teams looking to a victory for tonight. Of course, Essendon looking to secure their spot in the top eight, and of course, Adelaide looking to regain a little bit of pride in what is so far an ordinary season, where they played some good games and not so good games. There we go in the other bit. But there we go. We're having a look tonight. And of course, we've got the Bombers there that are favourites for this game tonight. They're at 141 at a home game here for the Bombers. And of course, the visitors there, the Adelaide Crows, they're at 286. Now, make no mistake about this. This should be a close game, more close than Sportsbet odds are predicting for this game. It should be a crackerjack of a game tonight. We're going to have a little bit of a look at the... and just get that a little bit more in picture for everybody. I think that's a little bit better. Just get the angles right. Got that. All right, we are going to have a little bit of a look at... oh, I got that straight for everyone. Have I got that straight? We'll try and bring that a little bit straight around there for everybody. That's looking a little bit better, I think. All right, let's go and have a little bit of a look at where these two teams sit on the ladder. Of course, Essendon are sitting 6th on the AFL ladder on 42 points. Of course, they are only 2 points off second spot. So if Essendon win tonight, they will jump up to second on the ladder. Of course, they've got a very low percentage of 98.8%. And Adelaide sitting down there on 14th position. Let me just try and fix this up for everyone. Let me just bring that down a little bit. Try and get that a little bit straighter. And of course, yeah, Adelaide's down there in 14th position on 26 points. They are 3.5 games out of the top 8. So they're going to face a tough task to actually try and get in to the top 8. Of course, mathematically possible, but that's where they sit on the ladder. Adelaide have won 2 of their last 5 games. Same with Essendon. Essendon are on that loss, win, loss. Can they win tonight to correct that? Let's go and have a little bit of a look at the team lineups tonight. And of course, Essendon have Laverde in, Menzies in, and Todd Goldstein, the big ruckman, come into their lineup. We've got Nick Hine, who's been omitted with Wright, and of course Dyson Heppel, a big out there for Essendon. Archie Perkins is the sub there for the Bombers, and Nick Cox celebrating his 50th game there for the Bombers. Over to Adelaide, we've got Mitch Hinge comes in, and of course a big out, Taylor Walker, the big man, the big forward down there. He'll be well missed, but that could open up their forward line, give them plenty of new opportunities. Of course, Braden Cook there is the sub for Adelaide. We have a look at their team. We've got Ridley, McKay, Laverde for the backs for Essendon, Martin, Redmond, McGrath, the halfbacks. The centres are Mackenzie, Kelly, Gulfi in the centre. Of course, the half forwards, we've got Jones, Caddy and Durham. And of course, the forwards, we've got Jake, the package stringer, Langford and Gresham. The followers are Draper, Caldwell, Merritt. The interchange, Shield, Cox, Goldstein, Dersma. And of course, the emergencies are Hobbs, Wright, Heppel. But Heppel has been omitted. Of course, for the Adelaide Crows, we start down the back line. We've got Keane, Murray, Butts, McLeany, Nan, Curvis, Smith. The centres, Scholl, Bond, Dowling. We've got the half forwards there in Keys, Murphy, Soligo, and of course Himmelberg, Thrillthorpe, Fogarty, and the followers are O'Brien, Laird, Dawson. Interchange, of course, for Shelley, Taylor. That's Zach Taylor, Berry, Hinge. Emergencies, Borsay, Curtin, and Gollant. That is the lineups for tonight's game. We're only 4 minutes away from the start of this match. Should be a great match tonight, folks. As I said, the Bombers, they are looking to secure their spot in the top 8, and if they win tonight, they will go to second on the AFL ladder. Something that probably not too many people predicted at the start of the season, but it should be very interesting, this game and the result, to see what happens. Not too far away, we'll go over to the live commentary there as the players are making their way out onto the ground. And then we'll bring the live commentary there from Marvel Stadium here in Melbourne. So it should be a ring-a-ding-ding game here tonight. Of course, temperature in Melbourne is only 8 degrees, forecast maybe for a little bit of rain, but at Marvel Stadium, the roof, I would think, will be closed for this evening's match. Just trying to get that a little bit straighter for everybody out there. Just trying to line that up. That looks a little bit better. Anyway, welcome into everybody. Hey, Marilyn Vickers, hi again. How you going? How you going? Who's your tip for tonight? Who's your tip for tonight's game? Should be a cracker. Although I don't think Adelaide's beaten Essendon since about 2017. What they were saying, Essendon. Yeah, I think the Bombers will. I think the Bombers will have a victory. They're going rather well. You don't like Adelaide? I tell you what, there's not too many people that I've heard that actually are not big fans of Adelaide. You're one of them. Of course, Adelaide's got Tex Walker. He's out up forward there, so that's going to be good news for all the Bombers supporters out there with no Tex up front. Only a couple of minutes away from the start of the bounce here. As I said, we'll take you over to the live commentary in just a moment. Is this up yet? There is the worm. There we go. I just need to spread that a fraction. We've got the worm here. Of course, for all the folks in there that are new to the Australian rules football, the AFL football, this is the worm, and you'll see the graph. And if your team is in front, this will show the score and how far you're in front. Of course, if you're behind, it won't be on your side. It'll be on the opposing team's side. Now, let me just take this back a little bit. Fit all that in. All right, I think that has taken, I think that's got it in. Pretty good. That's not too bad there. What are the current scores? Hasn't started yet. We're about 50 seconds away from game time. We're only about 50 seconds away from the start of the match. So yeah, it hasn't started yet. Oh, I'm just trying to get that straight, so it looks a little bit better for everyone out there. That's not too bad. I tell you what, it's a lot of fiddling trying to get this a little bit straighter. All right, that's not too bad. All right, here we go. We are about to kick off. Let's head down to the live commentary. Thanks for coming in, Marilyn. Appreciate that. Enjoy the game. Go Bombers. Don't forget to put your vote in for the Bombers. We're going to head down to the ground now. The commentators are going to take over the call here. Players are all lined up. Umpires are just a few moments away from bouncing the ball. Here we go, folks. Friday night football. The Essendon Bombers versus Adelaide.
Impressive Essendon side. Bombers and Crows are the stadium. We'll see a quarter.
The big bodies, O'Brien and Draper. And a perfect bounce gets us underway. Stringer couldn't go with it. Caldwell flicks it into the path of Merritt. Now Martin. Normally uses it well, that's no exception.
At 2 metres stand.
Gets it to Menzies. Long ball inside 50. Langford flying. Caddy ground level. Has it held him?
How good was that kick from Martin as he sort of inched it onto his boot while being tackled? Umpires tonight, Robert Finlay, Hayden Gavine, Justin Power and Brent Wallace. There's Menzies. Gathered, good tackle in the end by Nan Curvis. Kicking duties here with Keane. Told to go by Brent Wallace. He's not the best kick of the team by any measure, or even in defence. Picked up by Martin, it's going to come back. He's going to have to defend it. He cannot keep his feet at all. Guelphy. Durham fires the handball. Caldwell tracking it. Beautifully done by the big man and Murray. And now Saligo to clear the ball, but he might have kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Doesn't matter anyway, BT, because it was marked by Langford. Squaring ball. They'll go in again here through Redmond. Asking questions of this Adelaide defence early. It gets to the back, and Jones kicks the first.
Bombers off to a fly.
In the end, Harry Jones able to get on the end of it. Good start for the Bombers.
They're a good forward half intercept team, Essendon. There you see Langford there. I love this, getting it straight back into the corridor. And that's a good re-entry. Look at that, 15 to 20 metres out. Dangerous spot, defenders panic, gets out the back. Great start for Jones, great start for Essendon. 13th time they've kicked the opening goal of the game this year, the most of any club in the competition. Here is Merritt again. Handball from Dawson's impressive. Laird was in amongst it as well. Hard ball to be won. Guelphy put his head over it. Brodie Smith was there. Eventually extracted. Look at the handball from Darren and Draper. He speeds away. Langford on the lead. Beautiful kick from the big man. And got the Dukes out in front of Langford as well.
Great hit by Guelphy coming off the half-forward line. Smith did not seem nice and clear. Still a physical game if you can get him like that. Turned the ball over, kept the ball in their forward half. Great grab from Langford.
It was. Beautiful presentation. Draper on the run. Geez, you love your ruckman delivering it like that, Brian. How good is that? Not many could. I mean, that's sensational from Draper. Gain incredible confidence. I reckon we'll see him do it again later. So here is Langford. Cold night, roof shut here. Oh, just a little off to the left-hand side.
Whereas Brodie Smith has just come to the bench after that massive hit. He's just composing himself, having a few conversations with the physios, but I think he might just be winded down here.
So keen to bring it away again this time. It's a long one. Phil Thorpe getting involved. Kelly against his former club with a thump away.
Clearly no head on the ground there, JB. I think that he's right. Definitely winded.
It was a good hit. Guelphy not known for that type of thing, so good start for him. Caldwell picked it off. Merritt cleverly. Durham having a ripping season. Merritt again. Just misses Stringer. And Keane steps over.
Adelaide are taking one from the half-forward line and taking onto the skipper. They've known that Merritt's been so good against Adelaide the last 5 or 6 games. He'll start at the half-forward line and squeeze in and try and shut him down around the ground.
How's the trust, though, in Bond's second game?
All this game being played in Essendon's forward half so far. Himmelberg has it thumped away. Goes back and finds it at ground level. Laird. Kick smothered.
Bond had a big game last week. He was on Higgins, kept him goalless, and now backing up on the Essendon skipper. As you said, Richard, a lot of trust in him.
So in the neutral zone here on the wing. O'Brien, clear hand on it. Murphy. Durham, quick to get up. Like a cat. Draper from Kelly and Martin involved as well. Shield. Back to Durham. Always a willing giver is Durham. Gives it to the man with the best leg in their team. And might be a mark here or free kick paid to Nick Martin. 52 metres out. Yeah, against Murphy, who looks like he's got a bit of a role too on Nick Martin.
Martin waiting for Langford to lead. He offers that now, goes a little bit wider. Here's Jones, should mark uncontested. He just read it better than anybody else. It was slightly maybe off the side, but
that's why they love him in this wing role. Talked to Brad Scott before the bounce about the two tall wingmen. Well, Jones has pushed deep there, but he's used his forward craft. He knew he had space in front of him. And Martin is a beautiful footballer with high IQ, and he knew exactly where Jones wanted that. So what a start this is.
And it wasn't off the side, Richard. It was meant for him.
Yeah.
When I look at it in replay. So Harrison Jones to open with consecutive goals for he and the Bombers. To 35 metres. Trajectory great. He has two, Bombers have two. Nice work, they look clean going forward. Durham already a shining light where the ball has to be won. And Merritt and Durham have already had 5 touches each. We've only been playing 6 minutes.
Well, Richo, you mentioned it, that Bombers love having that tall winger, whether it's a Cox or a Jones. He's got a 10-centimetre height advantage on Shoal. His competitor just then smart enough to put him in front, use his athleticism, use his height, his reach, being able to go back and convert it.
And his first goal was just great positioning coming down from the wing as well. So what a start for him.
Adelaide have not had a possession inside their forward half.
Dawson.
What a chance here, Dawson. Always penetrating by foot, gets to a nest of players. Murphy almost. Flicks it out to Rochelle. Here's Thilthorpe. Back to Murphy. Always going to be tough from there.
Good crowding, JB. A lot of them having trouble getting through with all the glitches that are happening with systems that as a result of today's national outage. Everyone eventually has got in. There's McKay, 50-metre penalty against Dawson. Now Dawson can't impede him from here, otherwise it's another 50. He does, as the umpire suggests. Durham uses the man on the mark rule to great effect. Kick wide, Cox. Got a little under it. Did Taylor there. And game number 50 tonight for Nick Cox. So lightning start here for the Bombers, on top of things early, looking to knock any confidence out of the Adelaide Crows. The left footer. Nice. Bombers opening with the first 3 goals of the game.
Interesting celebration too from Nick Cox.
What did he do, JB?
Well, the young fellas love to spend some time on that these days. Important part of their armoury.
They're premeditated, planned during the week, a lot of them.
Have another look at it, so we turn to the crowd with something.
Good connection there from Nick Cox and celebration. Any ideas, JP?
I have no idea. Right down to you.
It is a left knee concern for Nick Murray, so he's gone straight down to the rooms with the club doctor in tow. So I'll come back to you when I know more.
Just got to get the hands on the ball here, Adelaide. They have not been able to do that so far in this game. Keys. Himmelberg, the target. Ridley, a high-quality player. Rochelle on the fly. Taken carefully to ground, holding the ball. Josh Rochelle asking the question.
Brad Scott will love that from his back pocket. He also mentioned before the game that they needed to improve their efficiency going inside 450. They haven't been that great in that area the last 6 weeks. They've gone inside 6 times for 5 scores.
Martin, the short option, and he gets it. It's a magnificent distributor by foot. That's why the Crows coaching staff are putting time into him tonight. Goes for Cox down the line. Handball astray. Hinge, now Dawson. Again long in the Himmelberg direction, it gets to the back. Mackay comes off, Himmelberg flicks it to Murphy, and he's gone.
Advantage paid, Dersma. You have to be a great sporting family, the Dersmas. There's another one on the way, I believe. Shield, the receiver from Draper. Now Menzies sends a very high-bound ball in, and O'Brien protecting the back. On that occasion of Nan Curvis. Here's Scholl.
To Butts. Hinge. Carefully around the outer side of Taylor. And Scholl. He decides to pump along. Phil Thorpe. Good to see him back, and those are nice hands. Inside 50 beautifully. Soligo.
What's the ball use though from Phil Thorpe? Good hands, and then just wheeled and went. Daisy cutter. That was sensational skills from a man 200 centimetres.
Opposing figure. Big Riley and Jake Soligo. Find a way to stick this through, he misses.
Obviously, he's had plenty of time to work on that body, Richo, and build strength.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time in the gym, and to be that deepest forward at 112 kilos and 200 centimetres, once he gets some form and continuity, he's going to be hard to beat.
Are you expecting him to just play within a sort of 30-40 metre arc?
I think so. I think, he's going to more than likely be that deepest forward most of the time. We know how they play now. He will get up, but as a percentage, I think that's where he'll play most of his footing.
You wouldn't expect someone being an extra 9 kilos heavier than what he was last year, plus not having much match fitness as well, so you're trying to keep as close to home as you possibly can.
Yep. Shaking it off is Berry. Did well to get under the tackle. Another entry inside 50. Fogarty in the back, Keys to keep it alive, and he does. Fogarty's got a little opportunity. Rochelle, well done, Fogarty. I know Rochelle was the finisher, but Fogarty, take a bow. When everyone else thought it was dead, the ability to keep it alive and create an opportunity for Rochelle, fantastic. Look at the replay there, Keezer.
They all like that.
This is why Adelaide love Ben Keys. Ever since he walked into the club, the desperate stuff he does, his intensity, but just the smarts there to keep that alive. He gets nothing for it. A tap back in. Rochelle, they need him up and about. If they're going to be any good tonight, put the pressure on. They need the ball in his hands, doing stuff like that.
Goldstein now and Himmelberg. Laird unable to pick the ball up, but it ends up with Taylor. Inside he goes for Fogarty. Soligo and Kelly go at it. Laverty. Back to Kelly. His chiselling ball unable to really find anybody wearing the same jumper. Shielding well. Caldwell. Long down the line. Martin standing under it. Laird wrapped up. Welfie came through. Now Caddy. Can they get out the back here? Cox. One-on-one here with Hinge. The cavalry arrive. They worked that out pretty well through Dowling.
Yeah. And now an opportunity for Phil Thorpe right up on the wing.
Yeah, nothing else after this, though. Essendon have got great shape behind the ball.
With Shelley. The perfect tackle. Able to connect with the boot. Keys. Redmond underneath that. And it'll be a bit of a draw here. Look at this replay. And Fogarty, is it a throw?
Yeah.
It is. So hard is it for the umpire because it happens happens so quickly and they're so good at disguising. You can hear Caldwell. And Laird wanting the free, nothing. Umpire Gavine steps in. Goldstein to Cox. The big fella Barts couldn't quite control it. Stringer goes back in. Shuffles the ball out, not to great effect. And the boundary line will beat them all.
Got the tempo now, the Crows. Got jumped, obviously. Worked their way into it the last 5 minutes.
Goldstein down in the Caldwell direction. He's beset upon. Crows laid 109 tackles last week. Second highest tally in the club's history. Different conditions, of course, as that's out again.
It's got two sort of run with roles tonight. Bond on merit. His second game, Hodgie.
This is what you're talking about, Rich Jones. I thought he couldn't go down to the ground. Ridley's just waiting behind the ball, just trying to slow it up. Turnover there goes out of bounds, but that's why they couldn't move the ball fast, Adelaide. Smart positioning from Essendon defenders.
Beautifully done, Goldstein again to Merritt. I like that matchup, I reckon, Goldstein and Himmelberg. Long ball to half forward here for Essendon. Kenny! There's the future right there. Stan. How good does this kid look? Now Shields ground level need to go and find it.
He's got that floaty look about him in the air. JB, again there, he sort of hangs in the air. Great mark. It didn't hit the kick, but
That's going to excite Bomber fans.
I mean, that tells you there that he's...
I know you're in
I
London.
know I'm a big fan.
You are a big fan.
I get the popcorn when he's around.
Yeah. Himmelberg unloads long. Backdoor Mackay's in the circumstances. The handball comes to Rochelle. The knee bandage tonight. Gives it off to Laird. Laird goes to the one-on-one. Deep inside 50. Murphy under it. Martin out the back door now. Challenged by Phil Thorpe. Trying to keep it rolling is Kelly and Redmond. Secures it.
He's moving well though, Phil Thorpe. Moved really well there. Ran past an Essendon defender and competed at ground level.
Redmond, a couple of bounces. Beautiful ball there. Coming off half forward. Kenny to fly again. Unable to hang on to this one. Stringer has to go hard at it with Michaelini. They win it here, the Bombers. The handballs are straight, and Hinge picks it off. And launch from here. Laird. Prolific again last week to Saligo.
So they're prepared to play a little bit of tempo, the Crows, if they can. Forced to go longer there.
To Fogarty. Nicely positioned kick. Gives it to Saligo, who had absolutely nowhere to go.
Shouldn't have called for it though, JB there.
They create something through Berry. Rochelle. The fist wasn't really effective from Mackay. Back to Laverty, now Ridley. Tries to bounce away from Dawson. Finds Gresham.
Gresham. Beautiful kick, Guelphy. Some really nice footwork here for the Bombers. Hinge was there. Goes out of bounds though, we'll bring it back.
They love Caddy, that big fly, but best part about him, Richo, he didn't stay on the ground, he got up, he got impact and had an impact in that next play, but what you love seeing from the young fella is a big flying effort, but also the second end to get back up and react straight away.
Yeah, well pointed out, that would have hurt a bit. Knocked the stuffing out of him.
Seems pretty tough, BT,
Yeah.
what we've seen of him so far.
Very.
This is where you just have to know when you're calling for a handball receive. Fogarty doesn't know what's behind him there, and Saligo just called for a handball and just was in trouble the moment he had that receive. So you just got to know when you're calling for it whether you can actually play on and make something of it.
Adelaide have just worked their way back into this game now. They're getting their fair share of possession. Gresham. McGrath, the overlap run. The big fella in the way butts.
Steadied well here, the Crows.
Hinge. Set Fogarty a task and he was up to it. Thumping ball forward, Himmelberg the target. No run at the ball. Mackay's got to defend at ground level. Kelly came in.
I reckon Himmelberg's had 3 or 4 opportunities now and he just hasn't quite been able to mark the ball. He's got himself into good positions, so that's the first problem as a forward. You need to get yourself in the position. If he keeps doing that, he'll start taking some marks.
Shelley always dangerous. Already got one on the board. He's wrapped up by Kelly. Through came Langford. McGrath hits the belly of the ball and goes straight up in the air and now it's out of play.
Yeah, I think it's a key forward. You've just got to get yourself to as many contests as you can. So you can get into quarter time and you can go, look, I'm getting to contests. Yeah, I'm not quite marking them yet, but that will come. The more contests that he gets to.
Brian, Melbourne Stadium at the moment. Well, Brian, magnificent work. Merritt. Well done. Darren, look at the speed through the middle. Draper, what does he do with it? Turns them inside out if you don't mind. And then the kick, then Curtis. Stringer a little disappointed. On the counter-attack, here go the Crows.
Michaelani spins it wide. Dawson. Berry. Dangerous ball. Martin always in good shape there. He makes Dersma really work at it here. He's got a couple to beat. Phil Thorpe takes on the tackler. Not good for the tackler.
Go for it, go for it. Set.
Will be to Lockie Murphy. Smith back out there after a pretty heavy hit early. Very stagnant ahead of him. No movement at all, so just got to dump it long. Goldstein, Phil Thorpe, straight to Martin. Wolfie gives it back to Martin. Handball now to McGrath, who can bounce down the outside. Not much on, so he comes back inboard.
Great change of direction, JB. Had nothing out on the logo. He had to turn inboard there, McGrath. That was really good.
Stringer has to sit and wait and allows Hinge to come in third man up.
Just watching Murphy trying to tag Martin at the moment, and he's got an absolute handful there. He cannot get on top of him. There's Rochelle back to the left-footed Dawson. He inches it out wide and maintain control here. Is Murphy the man I spoke of? Cox was moving on the mark. It was a good question asked by Murphy. Short ball and now Keane. Lead here to Phil Thorpe. Get on the end of it. His target, Kelly. Right ball and Murphy on Martin, I think it is. Is that a match-up, Richo?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's got a bit of a role there, as well as obviously young Bond in his second game on merit. He's a hard man to run with, though, Martin, just because of his constant movement. He's never still. He's always looking to get the handball receives.
Merritt already providing Adelaide with a handful of 4 clearances in this game. Straight up the chimney. There is Martin. Murphy spins in and out of trouble. Gresham. And he's gone. Led the set-up kick. Phil Thorpe comes out. Big Riley.
Gee, that was a good kick. I mean, there was so much traffic there, but the kick gave Phil Thorpe a real chance. Look at that pocket of space there. He identified it quickly and he put it to the perfect position, BT.
The kick was the perfect.
That drew Phil Thorpe into it. He identified that space and he didn't kick it too far. He put it out in front enough so that Phil Thorpe could get a run and jump at it.
Just 22, mountain of a man. Already taken 2 really good contested marks. Now he hits the scoreboard. Just waiting for him to explode, are the Adelaide Crows fans. Paid a high price for him at the draft table. Hampered by injury so far in his short career. That's 47 games coming into tonight. Lots to look forward to.
Welcome back to Riley Thilthorpe. Very welcome inclusion back into this side, but this is Nick Murray. His time on the bench, almost 18 minutes, and you can see there just having a look at some vision now with the doctors. He's obviously resurfaced from the rooms, but there's not much movement down here. I'm chasing from the club as we speak.
Certainly looking interested in the results of what they're seeing, that is for sure there, Nick Murray. Just to get back on out of the middle they go. Saligo, very clean he was. Taylor was involved as well. Dawson, Merritt broke up. Durham the dasher, looking for Langford. Good contest with Butts. Smith to Saligo. Just got rid of it in the nick of time. Did Saligo. Langford upends his opponent. Caddy, bit of a hopeful handball. Durham again, keeps on running. Nothing on the end of that. Hinge takes him on and was able to brush off Menzies. Langford did well to stay on the hut. Left foot around the corner. Can it dribble through? Menzies trying to get on the end of it. Confronted by Scholl. And Scholl wins out for Adelaide.
Might be coming back in though, Durham. Playing a busy first term. This is his 13th disposal. He goes back to Ridley. Dersmer in from the side. Nearly. Rushelli. Himmelberg. They get out of jail. Turnover coming. Kelly was able to impact Taylor. Just couldn't reel in the mark. Dersmer comes in. In fact, it's Ridley who controlled a really difficult ball well to Redmond. Back to Ridley. Redmond will get it back. Not sure the tackle stuck, so he's able to release the footy. Stringer. To himself, Jake. And ran out of tarmac on it.
It's going for Kevin Bartlett there around the boundary line. Handballed it out in front, Jake.
Tell you what, risky by Himmelberg as well. On the back flank, 30 seconds to go, coming into the corridor. He has turned it over.
Phil Thorpe down the line, one out as well.
O'Brien. Siren sounds. Intriguing corner. Bombers got away early when Jones kicked the first 2. They got out to 19 points. Essendon at quarter time by far.
All right, there we go, folks. Quarter time here at Marvel Stadium. And it's the Bombers by 5 points, 3-2-20, leading the Adelaide Crows 2-3-15. Let's welcome in Marilyn Vickers. How you going? Welcome in. Thanks for coming in. Doana, welcome in. Ryan, how you going, Squire? 18 degrees, 22 tomorrow. I'm jealous. It was cold and windy. What a shocking day down here in Melbourne. I tell you what, I thought the roof of the house was going to blow off. It was that windy. Chris, how you going, Squire? What's happening? He's going for the Crows. So Bombers will win. Oh, no, I tell you what, that wasn't too bad a quarter. Let's just go and have a little bit of a look at the players' stats while we go. What can I say? The Bombers came out running. Of course, Harrison Jones there for the Bombers, getting the 2 early goals on the board for the Bombers. They were in full control. Of that quarter early. And then Adelaide just stemmed the tide and held off the pressure from the Bombers. let's just have a quick look at the disposal getters. Who's leading the way? Of course, Sam Durham. What an absolute cracker there for the Bombers on 13 disposals in the first quarter. He's playing a ripper. 5 kicks, 8 handballs, 3 marks, 3 clearances. Dylan Shield, not a bad first quarter from him. He's going all right there. 9. Nicky Martin with 8. Hinge and 8 for the Crows. Phil Thorpe, he's got 7 there for the Crows. Same as Josh Shelley. All right, let's just go down the board a little bit. The Bombers were going all right. They did really well early. And as I said, the Crows withstood the pressure from the Bombers, but I think that was a victory for the Bombers in that first quarter. That being said, the Crows did hit their targets a little bit better. They lowered their eyes. They found their targets up forward, where late in that first quarter, the Bombers were tending to just bomb it in, weren't they? If you're watching that, Chris, they're just bombing it in. And of course, they need to do better than that. Just all the stats of the players. If you're having a little bit of a sneak peek, we're going to have a look at the goal scorers in a moment. Here we go. Let's go and have a look at the goal scorers. We've got 5 goals so far for the match. Of course, Harrison Jones there for the Bombers, leading the way. With his 3 disposals, he's had 2 kicks and he's kicked 2 goals. He kicked the first 2 goals of the game there for the Bombers. Riley Philthorpe, there's a tongue twister. He kicked 1 with Rochelle for the Crows. And of course, Nick Cox, also the other one for the Bombers. There we go. Couple of minutes away. Hey, Halfwood, how you going, Squire? What's happening? What's going on? Let's just have a look at the team stats. I'm pretty sure that these will all be around about even. It seemed a pretty even quarter with ball in hand for both sides. I do think that the Crows are missing the big T-Rex down in the forward line. Just as a nice big target down there. But that being said, they're not doing too bad. But the Bombers' pressure down the back line is going all right. And if it hadn't been that much, I think the coach would be pretty happy with the way it is. Or else, I think Adelaide would be on top after the first quarter. 99 to 93 disposals there. Kicks and handballs, pretty much the same. Just 9 ahead of the handballs for the Bombers. They do like to handball a little bit. Inside 50s, 14 to 11. Both had 5 scoring shots each. Disposal efficiency, well, that's not too bad, but inside 50 for their efficiency for the Bombers, that's very, very low. That really needs to crank up a little bit to probably up into the 40%. Same with the Crows. They need to lift that as well. Only 3 free kicks each, so nothing much happening there. The umpire's sort of letting it flow a little bit, which is good. The hit outs, of course, the Bombers on top by 6 there. The clearance is also Bombers on top. Centre clearances where it can be very important. 3 apiece. Stoppage clearances around the ground. 7 to 2 to the Bombers. Contested possessions. It's a pretty contested game, this one at the moment, folks. There's no real free possessions getting there. 67 to 58 in the uncontested. Turnovers 18 to 15. That's about on season average. So Adelaide probably a touch under season average, which is good. The less turnovers, the better. Let's have a look at the marks now. 22 to 25. Marks inside 50, 3 apiece. As I said, they came pretty early for the Bombers, those 3 inside 50 marks there. A couple of contested marks each. Defensive tackles, they're 14 apiece. And the 1%ers, 11 to 13. They're both doing their 1%ers, which is good. Let me just scroll this back up. There we go. So we are just about ready to get this game back underway. How's how you going, Sky? What's happening over there? What's going on? I tell you what, if it gets much colder, it's going to be snowing over here, I'm thinking. There we go. So I think the Crows haven't beaten the Bombers since about 2017. should be in for a cracking second quarter. If the Bombers can find their targets inside 50 a little bit better, I think they could extend that lead. But the Crows, the sub has been activated. Braden Cook on and Nick Murray is off for the Adelaide Crows. Let's take it back for the start of the second quarter.
Footy club, the Crows have got their game going and brought some heat. We'll see you at half time.
Got themselves back on terms, Adelaide, in the second half of that first quarter.
I'll take it.
After
Yep, go that way.
a really impressive early Bomber blitz, there's the concern continuing. Durham's had his own footy, went past that one. Smith. Well measured kick to Keys. Has he got this trip in him? Doesn't matter. Short. Nice ball. And Adelaide through Dowling will get a look at it.
3 metres on the side. Yeah. 3 metres.
Billy Dowling,
Been good too, Billy.
North Adelaide boy from Walkerville. Picked 43 in the 22 draft. Very nicely struck. First of the second term, Adelaide. Good start for the Crows. And a good start for Dowling, number 4 in the big time for him in just game 6. So made an impressive start to his young career.
His best numbers last week, 20 and a goal.
As we see Dersmer at the top of the screen, that's what you want from a winger. You want to slide down and help beat your defenders, but as soon as your opposition winger slides in, as Dowling did, you need to squeeze up a little bit quicker. Excellent from Benny Keys to hold the ball, bit of composure to find him. A great finish from the young man.
Yeah, he enjoyed it. 3 in a row here for Adelaide. Their way back into it. They've hit the front here, Stringer. Tackle by Dawson, stripped away by Durham. Pounces from 40. Bomber faithful loving that. There's no doubt he's their sweetheart. Sensational player. He's had 14 touches, which is by 5 or 6 more than any other player on the ground from either side.
This is why he's a weapon, Jake Stringer. You can throw him into centre bounce, and this is what he can do. Look at the crowd he draws there. 3 players to him. He never gives up on that. Uses his strength and gets it out to Durham, but 3 players were drawn to him, Jake Stringer, because of his strength. Credit that to Jake. Good finish by Durham. He's on fire. 14 touches.
Dawson. Laird gets shoved as he kicks it. Might be okay. Murphy tackled by Martin.
What a bargain by Durham's been from a mid-year draft.
Seymour. It's not going to work out the full.
And then the bloke who just had then, Martin, come on, rookie list.
Subi in the west.
You've got to find those sort of players, don't you? You can't rely on top picks all the time.
Dawson in front. Murphy. Sure how that was disposed of, but
Safe throw.
the guy misses with his attempted handball. Bond did nicely. Jordan Dawson, normally brilliant by foot, goes to Philthorpe, gets to the back of Mackay. He's having difficulties handballing the footy, Benny Mackay. Cox gets back and helps out the defence. He kicks a helicopter down the side. Guelphy's confronted. Menzie, Caldwell shrugs the tackle nicely, but the kicks are straight.
Stand.
Brody Smith. Thinking through this very nicely at Adelaide, aren't they, Richard?
Yeah. Being patient. It's going to have to go long now.
Does that. Big fly by Fogarty. Verde, little one. Dersma, lovely little touch to McGrath to keep it rolling. A double bouncer out of defence. Nick Martin, a touch of the fumbles there. Got to go back and make it up. He does. Guess who? Durham. Possession number 15. Kelly looking to deliver. Langford. In the end, they get out of trouble and get an opportunity here for Langford's first. Going to have to kick it every bit of 50 metres here, Langford.
Yeah, really good craft there. No touch by Buds, and he just timed that turnaround perfectly. You know, he's just set that up so well.
48th game, racing to that 150. Moved forward. Done the job there from defence. That's a magnificent hoist to the footy.
How good's he been since going forward? Kyle Langford, that's goal number 36 for the season. He has been a revelation.
Plays like such a natural forward. Well, that leading pattern there, Bud's had to get some body on him, but you can't allow him just to turn around like that. You've got to get an armbar on him there, and Langford just knew where the space was.
51 last year. One of the great stories of it.
Well, this bit of play all started at the defensive 50 for Essendon. Kelly was able to come off his man. If not, Roy's having a shot at goal, brings the ball to ground, and then Essendon are able to transition it all the way up. But that play starts because of Kelly leaving his man. The selfless defensive mindset ends up with Langford. Kicks a beautiful goal. He's 36th for the season.
Well done to Jake Kelly. Back in the middle, Saligo and Shield. Just his fourth game for the year. Pulled his way back into this side. Saligo's held. Nicely by Shield. Martin. Little knockdown. Barry got a clip in the eye. O'Brien. Martin the tackler. McGrath, a beautiful handball to Ridley. Ridley to Dersma. Taken high, Dersma. And he does. Too late to call no now. Dersma gets McGrath as he always is. Running in the right direction. Poor kick though. Saligo.
Can't go fast. Has to just try and now pick the eyes out of it. Good kick.
Just bouncing out of the Adelaide forward line a little bit too quickly. Got to lock this entry in.
Looks to Murphy. Fisted away from him. All sorts Gresham.
That's what you want. That's better. It's bounced out of there a couple of times now. What you just highlighted, that last exit. This is better. Got it to ground level. Good contest from Murphy. And then a great tackle there.
So Zach Taylor, the Oak Park boy. Plenty of decent players that come out of there in the past, Richo. Peter German being one of them.
Very good player for North Melbourne.
We got career goal 0, so a big moment here for Zach Taylor on Friday Night Football. Looks good. Well done. They get around him. Every player in the club knows when you haven't registered a goal yet. Great moment there for Zach Taylor.
I wonder how they do know that, Joe, but it's not something that really, I think, is ever discussed. It was never discussed in my time, that's for sure, but they just know it.
We do. They have a peek at the scoreboard. For it, maybe. Beautiful finish. Great pressure. They needed that. It's been bouncing out.
This is what he's brought to the Adelaide side. His first 2 games was sub. He had his first full game last week. He had 8 tackles. He had a team high 8 clearances, so you know he's going to be in and under with his teammates. First goal, everyone got to him. Big celebration for the young fella.
Very high ball drop on that.
It's effective though.
Yeah. power. Goldstein, O'Brien getting it. Almost giving it back to Goldstein. Shields making it difficult, but it was extracted magnificently by Taylor. Now Durham. Possession 16 to Goldstein. Make that 17. Looking inside. Plenty of Adelaide players. Caddies. He paid the mark for the free. Umpires caught in the middle of their two zones there. And in the end, they've worked it out.
Could have been either there, Mark, or a free kick. Gee, they've got to do something about Durham now.
Well, he's on 17 touches.
He's out of control.
His best ever is 29, which will be there by half time if they're not careful. Caddy now. Kick of 48 metres. Off to the left. And through for the behind.
Gets it back from Butts and thumps it to half forward. This might get out the back. Fogarty. It is out the back. What about that? End to end. Adelaide Crows. You can't kick a goal quicker than that. From the kick in, that took about 8 seconds. The score's 11.
Doesn't get any better than this off a kick in. That's why they love Hinge in this team. That ball use, look at that there to Fogarty. That's as quick a transition as you will get from a kick in. What a piece of play, but that's the weapon. You've got to have ball uses like that at halfback.
The time says 16 seconds from kicking. It felt quicker than that time.
It certainly did.
Back to the middle we go. O'Brien with a little palm down. Missed his intended target there in Soligo. Somehow Caldwell got rid of the footy. It was a little dubious. Goldstein as well. O'Brien still in there working hard. Ricocheting around as the footy caught. Under some shield pressure. Jones there with Dawson. And eventually it fumbles out the back. And now Scholl on his left side down the line. Bill Thorpe and Mackay. Mackay needs some help out the back door. Found it with Ridley. Ridley carefully down the line. Scholl able to move Jones under the footy. Cook saves the day. Soligo and Laird.
Couple of possessions each, and then Laird did well to get it to Murphy. Running forward here is Scholl. Nice little patch this for Adelaide. Long ball from Scholl. Fogarty. Well done, Dersma, to impact on him. Mackay. Iffy handball to Keys. Another one. Three in a row, Adelaide. Benny Mackay. Not sure what's going on with the hands.
Great contests forward of the ball. That was Fogarty there. Got it to ground. It was a good contest from the Bombers as well. Ben Keys become a really good goal kicker for the Adelaide Crows. And they've just taken away the Bombers' intercept game. Only 3 intercept marks, BT.
Look at this. He was waiting for them to come, Richard.
He wanted it. He wanted some support.
He wanted to come and cuddle me. Amazing. 3 in a row here. There's 6 points up. Looking the goods. Here Adelaide after a little shaky start. Scholl misses the target there, and Matthew Nicks would be delighted with the Adelaide response. They look slick. Liking the covered in ground here. Milberg at the back. Goldstein dominates the front position. Laird with the free. Can't get their hands on it at all at the moment, the Bombers. Laird Needs to get rid of it. Taken away from him by Merritt. Dangerous kick though. Got a fly caddy. Did well in the air. Couldn't quite glove it. Merritt, the little soccer. Tidies it up out the back. They're still under enormous pressure. Shield just releases that ever so slightly to Dersma.
Doing a lot of defending at the moment, the Bombers. Laverty. Kelly's on. Uses him up. Now they can go through the middle. Mackay.
He just looks nervous tonight, JB.
Certainly by hand he's had some issues, Martin. Ridley. Into the hands now of Langford.
Good build-up. Essendon type of build-up. They'd like to kick mark.
Goldstein and Caddy. Almost the youngster. Tries the flying kick, Berry. Kicks it straight back to Langford.
So many numbers back there, the Crows, and that's why Langford found himself on his own on 50. All the Crows players got sucked really deep there.
Body language sort of saying that he's got no alternative but to have a shot.
He's saying he's just not sure about this as well.
Is he tricking us into a little pop kick, maybe?
I feel like his best is good enough, Richo.
Pretty well covered, Rito, so he's going to run out. Going to land on the line. Almost big goalie. And through for a behind.
What's the future with Goldie and Draper, Richo, for the Bombers, do you think? As we'll have a look at Saligo here. Beautiful around the corner kick to Laird. What a spearing ball. Fogarty goes on the non-preferred. Phil Thorpe, the leader, both hands on it. Mackay did really well. Handball out the back. Redmond gave it, but missed Kelly in the meantime. He gets tackled. Murphy mops it up. Keys again.
Wow,
And he says, yes, you did that. Acknowledging his teammates' good work was Ben Keys.
Gee, they're getting some transition though at the moment. They're opening the Bombers up out the back. And then they got another good contest forward and they get it to ground level. They're looking a bit shaky down in D50 at the moment, the Bombers.
Great body spoil there just to get the ball alive. And then the last two goals have been just fumbles. That one there, Redmond to Kelly, dropped it. The one before that was Mackay missing the handball, and then Adelaide have been good enough to clean up the mess. They've gone inside a handful of times this quarter. They've gone inside 8 times for 5 goals. Not good enough from Essendon.
I'm going to be very concerned about the ease in which Adelaide are transitioning the ball. That one was 29 seconds. Saw one earlier this quarter that was 15 seconds. Let's stop it somehow. Long one here from Dersma. Caddy involved. Beautiful mark, Dawson. Got superb hands.
Come down. 5 more meters. That's on 5. Play on.
In the Phil Thorpe direction, it's Dersma who picks it off. Now Merritt. Kelly. In. Untidy. By foot and hand, the Bombers have been. He doesn't look happy, the coach.
Maybe a little concerned at the moment, JB. They've kicked 4 in a row here, Adelaide. And it's the way they're doing it, as Richo and Hodgie have been pointing out. Just a little concerning, the end-to-end method.
Holding Adelaide.
Brian with the free here. Always looking to give off. Saligo. Down the line. Ridley the spoil. Mackay the handball. Redmond cornered. The pressure starts to come. Laverty. Here they come, Adelaide. They corral beautifully down the line to a one-on-one, and that's exactly what Adelaide would have wanted. And they're doing it well. The pressure just builds.
Yeah, great pressure, Brian. Essendon getting no intercept in their back half, getting good contests from the forwards. The Adelaide Crows getting it to ground level, and then they're pressuring the Bombers, and the Bombers are coughing it up a bit. So this is a really good quarter from the Crows.
The big 8 minutes for Essendon. Try and redress a few of their issues. Dersma holds it away from Caddy. Then Curvis through the middle. Not quite able to hang on Bond. Guelphy, some body heat on Hinge. Bond again goes at it. Ball.
Push in the back. No.
I'm just going to say, I think they're going to play more pushes in the back. When players are on the ground and guys just falling to the middle of their back.
Around here. Long flying shot from Michael Annie, and I reckon it's downfield. Might be a mark anyway. Got the kick.
That's frustration building.
Well, this for 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Phil Thorpe for his second.
He's called.
Second quarter statement made by Adelaide. Brad Scott didn't have concerns before, he certainly has them now. Just cannot stop the Crows from scoring.
Richo, this is why Adelaide have been able to pressure Essendon. Look at that. They've looked to switch to come across the inside, but they shut them down, had to go back skinny side. That's why the ball stayed in their forward half.
Yeah, and then a bit of frustration. Not a lot in it from Durham, but we know they pay those now. So look at that run there. 5 goals in a row, BT.
Yep, Phil Thorpe, the number 2 pick back in 2020. Laird, great awareness. Dawson, they're going again. Murphy on his left. Just a little offline.
All clear.
Brad Scott would be shocked at this. 5 goals consecutively, 6 for the quarter.
They backed up last week's pressure, Brian, as well. Really good against the Saints, the Crows.
How are the Bombers handling the pressure, Hodgie and Richo? Because it just seems when the tempo goes up, they're just not able to handle this pressure at the moment.
Just some errors because of that. You know, when the pressure's there, you end up making mistakes even when it's not, just from it being referred, Brian. And that's happened a bit this quarter. They've popped up a few that they probably shouldn't have.
The kick from Dawson was beautiful. It allowed this man to make his own pace to the footy.
He deserves a goal. He's competed hard. And look at those numbers, not big, but some of his contests to get it to ground, not be outmarked, have been big tonight.
So Fogarty from the intersection of the 50 and the boundary line. Tough kick. Look at that. Tough kick as it's sliding. But he's got it. 2 for Fogarty. 6 in a row for the Crows. Fogarty. Unbelievable. Tough left to right sliding pocket. He allowed for it to just snuck in at the end. And what a run this is from Adelaide. He's kicked 25-9 for the year, Fogarty, and that is just a thumper.
It looks like he knew that kick, BT.
That's set shots I'm talking about.
Yeah, 25-9 on set shot, and he got that right. It always slides there in that pocket, left to right.
6 goals from their last 8 entries, the Crows, and they go inside again. Mackay gives it up. Keys. What is happening? This is now a real problem for the Bombers.
Just pops up, Benny Keys. Just a workhorse. Just gives everything. Got it to ground level again, BT. And Benny Keys 3 now. And they can't intercept Essendon. They're getting great contest, gets to ground. Keys goes to work. What a quarter. 8 goals. 6
from 12 inside 50s. 8 goals from 12 inside 50s. Ridiculous.
Can't win it back, the Bombers.
16 minutes ago, Essendon led by 11 points. We've played 25 in the quarter. And they've got another opportunity. O'Brien forward. Himmelberg was there. Mackay did well. Rochelle always dangerous. Gave it to Berry. Berry lines up to make it another one. Is that 8 in a row? Wow. It's raining goals for the Adelaide Crows. Best quarter for the year. Bomber fans bemused.
Can't believe it, BT.
Richo's a key forward. Sometimes it's not about taking big marks, it's about not getting outmarked yourself and just bringing it to ground for your small forwards. That's all Himmelberg wanted to do. Bring it to ground. He knows that his small forwards have been elite in this quarter, taking all their opportunities, brought it to ground. Reward for the small forwards.
So it's a 47-point swing in 18 minutes. Goldstein flicking it back to Caldwell. Cox goes to ground and is mown down. Everything's going wrong. Laird brings it away. Bond runs for him. Himmelberg comes at the kicker. He was wide open too, it just didn't work, Bond. And Caldwell on the ball up.
Great contest, Caldwell and Bond there. Both players committed at ground level.
Cannot believe it, the Bombers fans. I don't know what they're looking at. They had control of this game.
Well, that's what they haven't had this quarter. They can't get the ball and then control it, take the tempo.
Contact, Essendon.
Caldwell will get a free hit.
Only had 12 marks for the quarter, Essendon. They like to take uncontested marks and control things. They haven't had any.
46 points. Draper. It's Goldstein in the face. It's the sort of quarter they're having. Bond. Just a bit too heavy there for Rochelle. Caldwell can get it back again and thump it wide. Here's Stringer. He's got Langford out. And it's going to be 50. Some respite.
That's out.
Take Stringer. Against the flow. Oh, they needed that. They needed that badly. Stringer gets his first. That halts some momentum.
This was smart from Jake. He's just waited, just pretended to go and then pointed out to the umpire. It was 50. He didn't run off the mark. They said Essendon needed that. Third goal for the quarter. They've given up 9 though. Just need another one before half time.
Yeah, professionally done by Jake Stringer there. Just gives them some hope. 30 points. I still feel the Bombers are in it, despite the brilliant form here of Adelaide. They're a quick scoring team. They'll need to tidy this last 3.5 minutes up. It's been superb Adelaide football. Durham charging forward. Langford too early. And Buck's able to work him under the footy. And we'll have a stoppage, a rare stoppage in the Bomber 40.
I'll tell you what, their back line would be enjoying this stoppage, the Bombers. They haven't had this all quarter. Can get things set up, potentially just lock this in for some moments.
Able to be clean. Cook. Butts. Follow one from Smith. Himmelberg comes in. Unable to take the mark. Numbers at ground level. Brilliant handball. Taken out.
We've got guys the size of Himmelberg and Dilthorpe down the line. It's okay to go long down the line. They shouldn't be outmarked, and they haven't been tonight.
Rose kick another point. It's the most prolific term of the season.
For the comp.
Yep.
Jeez.
That's how good they've been.
Snuck up, hasn't it?
9 goals, 1 they've kicked, Richo. And that is equal. Is Caldwell wanting the free? Umpire saying no.
It's that one there, I reckon. Players just fall into the opposition's back as they go to ground. That should be in the back.
Electing to stay both. Ruckman were in it there. Caldwell, Merritt, Redmond. So all of a sudden the Bombers just found a little bit of structure here. Guelphy, corralled by Smith, goes back into Redmond. Too far. He plays on. Now he's not. 50 metres and closing. Just what they needed. 2 big Bomber goals in a row. Unbelievably, Adelaide have kicked 9 in the quarter. Bombers have kicked 4. Back to 24 points.
Well, they've just saved themselves a proper blast from the coach too. The Bombers.
Taken a little bit off. Might still be a bit of heat there, JB. Two things I loved about that was Wilfie, his turnaround, the composure to come back in. It was also Redmond. He had the ball on the back flank, got the initial kick, but then he worked himself up, had the composure to go forward, break the 50, kick an important goal.
He's knew it straight away too. Right off the beat for Mason. Crowd getting involved. Turn around in this game. Dawson's been brilliant. Puts it up. Biggs, Draper. Long one in the caddy direction. Just got beyond him. Can they keep it in here, the Bombers? Good result. Forward 50 stoppage. Nicks can't believe it. Just thump it through. Get possession back.
Bomber fans have just got a little bit of up. Draper, O'Brien, Caldwell, hunting the football here. Berry, desperate win, can't afford to let the Bombers get another easy one. Here it comes to Keys. The goal kicker turned defender. Over the head of Thilthorpe. Starting to get a fair bit of the footy now. Langford with a fadeaway. On to Dersma. Good use of the football in the centre half. Redmond again. Man on the mark at 51. Uses the man on the mark to great effect. High ball here. Not able to be marked by Caddy.
That's twice now. Redmond has got goal side of Priscelli. Nearly gave up another goal to Redmond there. Just got to be awake to that now.
Some uncontested footy here, Adelaide, to finish this quarter off. Fogarty. Open is Cook. Dawson just getting some work. Good flexing. Cook goes long. At the back was Mackay. Langford floats it forward. Durham, enormous in that first term, can't break through.
Dawson just in front of us, JB, down on the bench, getting some work on his left hip. And the point was just below. Maybe just a knock. Caldwell. And look at this, under half a minute to go in the quarter. Over the head of Smith. Merritt kept it alive. One-on-one with Stringer. Well done it was by Hinge. Really, really well done. Plenty of Adelaide players here. Saligo, Berry, Bombers are cracking in. Laird steps to the plate. Shoal, not the required journey, surely. O'Brien, inside here. Got to go Himmelberg.
Extraordinary quarter of football, 13 goals kicked if you don't mind. They kicked 2 goals to 1, Essendon, in the first 6 minutes of play, and then the whole thing just went nuts. The Adelaide Crows banged on 9 unanswered goals if you don't mind, and Bomber system down. I'm sure people understand what that means. I don't, but I'm sure they will, given the cyber problems we've had around the country, or around Victoria.
So your idea gets?
No, clearly it's not. But I liked it. I did like it. Half-time brought to you by Industry Super Funds. When it comes to super, there's only one silver to look for. What about that, boys? We asked for pressure from the Adelaide Crows. They brought the heat, and the Bombers crumbled.
You ever feel like you need a timeout as a coach, Bucks? Because I reckon Brad Scott would have won.
Can happen. Yeah, well, all the momentum went one way. It was left the screen. We spoke about uncontested marks. They were able to take that away from Essendon, so Essendon couldn't arrest that momentum at any stage, whether it was in play. Even a centre bounce wasn't up because the Crows...
Well, it was about 5 centre bounce, wasn't it? When they lost momentum, well, then they couldn't get it back. No. That's the great thing about that 6-6-6 rule, is that you can't put players behind the ball to stem the bleeding, and they won about 5 in a row and scored goals from that area of the ground.
Equal highest scoring quarter of any side for the year.
Yeah, I think hats off to them. I mean, I'm not too sure what was said at quarter time, but I reckon the midfield would have been challenged. But we spoke about Adelaide's inexperience pre-game. Now to turn that around and have the quarter they did in the second term, and for the majority of that second term being in total control, I love the physicality, and we might speak about Essendon in a minute. What happened when the pressure ramped up, the physicality ramped up from Adelaide. Essendon were just left wanting.
Let's talk about it now, Geordie, because that was the story of that second quarter. They asked the question, Nathan asked the question pre-game, what it's going to be like when you close down uncontested marks and the ball comes back into your forward half. They've turned the footy over 11 times in their forward half for 7 goals won. And look at the pressure; they just didn't handle it. Essendon, it is as simple as that.
Yeah, I think if you look at the matchups in the first quarter, and we're talking about Essendon players tagging Adelaide players tagging Essendon players, now you can see that's conceded, but they were actually on the hunt, and I don't think Essendon really steeled themselves for that. And this second quarter, it was just an onslaught.
What was really clear in the back 50 is the Essendon back 6 have been able to kick it around to each other. Ben Mackay, there's 3 in a row. So the back 6 handball game has been woeful. So the pressure has come from the Adelaide forwards. They've coughed it up and they've given up goals.
Well, they've been a team that have maintained possession and had space to work in over the past number of weeks, where they've had these uncontested marks. They haven't felt that sort of heat. They haven't invited the heat because they haven't given the opposition teams to bring that sort of pressure. All of a sudden, Ben Mackay's going, where's this? This is a different game I'm playing. He just handballed the ball away.
Yeah.
Which we saw elements of last week as well.
When Melbourne got to them.
Yeah. He's probably afraid to get done holding the ball, so that is a little bit of that new interpretation. But the frontal pressure, like even that Keys goal, the frontal pressure for Murphy. So they are streaming up the field to block up the corridor and then streaming back to create frontal pressure. That's when the Adelaide defenders can't seem to make decisions under pressure.
Brad Scott would hate those backwards handballs, and he'd hate those cough-up handballs. That's not going to win you finals. They're not going to compete in finals.
Look at that, Brownie, in the wall. As a coach, you'd be over the moon with this.
Yeah, well, they haven't been able to get a huge amount of forward half intercepts this year and score from Bucks. Had a lot of forward stoppages, but this area of the game would please Matthew Nicks coming in at half-time.
Well, it's not just forward half. We saw 3 examples then in the highlights of cough-ups in the forward 50 for the Crows. So their pressure was able to be close to goal, which is why they've been able to score 7 goals from 11 turnovers. They've been so close to goal and they've been effective enough to force the contest, win the contest, find some time and space and then finish.
Wanted to see how this forward half worked. So you had Himmelberg and you've got Fogarty and you've got Thilthorpe, and they all had moments. Fogarty's kicked a couple of goals, Thilthorpe's kicked a couple of goals. So the big boys are rowing their side of the boat, and the little boys are putting enough pressure on.
It's the watch, wasn't it? Coming, no Tex Walker tonight, so this is the future. The Adelaide Crows forward line goes, and they've stood up. I think they played with presence, especially Foggy and Phil Thorpe, no question about that.
Got away with one there, that was a throw.
Yeah, the old Crow throw. He's brought that back from the 90s. But, you know, I think they'll be happy with their return. Against experienced defenders, spoke about Ben McKay, and also Jordan Ridley as well. So that's a good start ahead of the ball.
I think 7 different goal scorers in one half of footy. I think that shows the way in which the game is looking. It's a little bit chaotic centre forward for Adelaide, but their direction inside forward. I mean, this was just hit sweetly for a goal outside for Fogarty, but they shared it really well in terms of who hit the scoreboard.
So they're more movement out of the back half, and Essendon's ability to defend has always been something that we've looked at. But when you see a bloke kick the ball like this from the back, this is from a fullback kicking, by the way, the transition's just, it's as good as you're going to see. This is for zero, all thanks to zero. So have a look at Darcy Fogarty at the moment. You can just see him down the line there. Now, whether it's by design, good fortune, we're saying he's good enough to hit that kick.
It's a problem. Absolutely. Fantastic. Great transition. Haven't been great this year with their ball movement, the Crows. And Essendon equally have been horrible at defending ball movement, haven't they? So that's been a real problem. We lauded them a couple of weeks ago against Collingwood when it stood up after quarter time. Geez, they've got to get better at that.
We spoke about it pre-game. What do you want to see from Adelaide? Well, Adelaide have had the defensive profile in the last 6 weeks been excellent, but they haven't been able to move the balls effectively in that time. But they're building from the back. They've been able to move the ball well. They've put the game into contest, and they've been willing to get their hands dirty against an Essendon side who's stood up for the most part this year.
8 of the top 9 players on the ground, top-rated players on the ground are Adelaide players, and I'll give you one guess who the Essendon player is, and that's Sam Durham, whose season goes from strength to strength. And early on in this game, he was ripping the thing to shreds, and he's the one player that's just kept presenting himself. His ability to get out of stoppage and find space either by hand or through his legs is just second to none.
He got so much of his possession early in that first quarter through the middle of the ground. He created so much damage, and it's either his possessions through the midfield were either at stoppage or through that corridor area. So he was defending really well. His body's in the right place to turn the ball over. But then he's hard run. I mean, he has been exceptional. 18 touches to finish with the goal. He's been in the middle for the most part. You couldn't do any more than he's done.
For a blue-collar type midfielder, that 400 metres going at half-time is pretty impressive, isn't it? He's a line breaker. I think his speed's actually, it was certainly his breakaway speed tonight under 80.
9 goals to 4. They kicked the last 2, 24 points. They still feel like they're in the game. There's no question about that. Let's go to Brad Johnson, who's at Marvel Stadium. And Jono, the captain, we always look to Zach Merritt to get them out of any trouble they find themselves in, but he's got some company tonight.
Yeah, he's going to need a big second half, Gary, that's for sure. We go to head-to-head with Hugh Bond tonight. Now, Hugh last week was actually interesting because watching him pre-game, I'm thinking, what role is he going to play tonight because of what he did on Jack Higgins last week, 7 disposals and 1 behind. First game of footy, it was awesome. And then Matty Nicks goes, okay, let's just throw him straight into the midfield, play on Zach Merritt and tag him. Now, Zach Merritt's had the 16 disposals. Bond's only had the 4. Bond's coming off the half-forward line after centre bounce and then trying to get to Zach Merritt, who finds a little bit of footy in that transition period, but hasn't been dominant in terms of the type of disposal that he's been getting tonight. So it's full credit to Bond. I've really enjoyed his positioning on him in general play, restricting his run and drive, getting a lot of back half ball rather than getting that ball breaking through the midfield, like what we saw with Durham in the highlights that you just showed a second ago. The other 2 youngsters we focused on pre-game were Dowling and Taylor. And talk about impressive and jumping on board with work rate and just that effort and pressure around the contest. They've both been excellent in this first half of football. They're adding something different to the midfield of the Adelaide Crows. And the fans at home, from an Adelaide point of view, will be happy with what they're seeing in these first couple of outings from the youngsters who are adding a different element to the way that Adelaide are playing their footy. A little bit more excitement around it too. You can really see the growth if these guys could really have a big final 6 to 7 weeks of the home and away season and what that will do for them leading into a pre-season as well, boys.
Well, it's a good start to finish this season off. 9 unanswered goals, if you don't mind. Adelaide Crows sitting at home will be enjoying that. We'll take a break. 24 points of margin in favour of the Crows. Let's get the very latest from Sportsbet.
All right, there you go. A little bit of a wrap-up from the commentators there. And what a quarter. I'll tell you what, watching 3/4 of that second quarter, it looked like there was only one team on the ground, the Adelaide Crows, who were absolutely on fire. As I said, Adelaide in the second quarter, they kicked 9 goals, 1 to the Bombers 4 goals 3. To the 4 goals 3. Just want to say thanks, Sniper. Thanks, bro, for coming in there. Thanks for hanging in there. The Sniper. Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Arlo, Minatello, welcome in. And have a good evening. I know you said you had to pop on out there. So we might see you tomorrow for the next game that we present tomorrow. I can't quite remember what game that is. I think it's the Bulldogs and it might be GWS Giants, and the Gold Coast Suns might be the first game up tomorrow. So there you go. Thanks, Taddy, for hanging in there. Thanks for hanging in there. And of course, Addy G, the famous Adrian Sports and Karaoke channel. Good stuff, mate. I know, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff this game. Thinking the Bombers led by 11 points in that second term. Now they trail by 23. It's the Crows 11-4-70 to Essendon 7-5-47. It's going to be a good stuff, Ryan. Thanks for hanging in there also. And, of course, to the manager, Tine Ben Boom, who was in the house, not too far away. Big shout-out to the manager, Tine, who's in the BG cooking some dinner. Hope you're having something nice to eat. But, you know, that's momentum. That's momentum in the game. Thanks for being still there, Ryan. Good stuff, brother. Good stuff. Who are you going for? You going for the Bombers or the Crows, even though it's 23-point margin at the moment? You know, just because it's 23 points, don't write the Bombers off yet. Tell you what, the Crows, me too. Good on you, Teddy. The Crows certainly, they had absolutely all the momentum, and the Bombers could not sustain it, could not halt it, could not stop it. Adelaide were on a whirlwind there. Of course, Essendon got a late couple of goals thanks to Jake the Stringer package with a 50-metre penalty, and Durham with another goal, which brought, would have made the coach a little bit more happy. But, of course, Brad Scott, well, I don't know. I'll tell you what, it's a big turnaround. They let a lot of goals in there, 9 goals, 1. Kicking very accurate were the Crows. Let's just duck over there and we'll have a look at some of the players' stats. Of course, we've got some big stats here. Rory Laird there, he certainly stepped up his game there for the Crows there with 18 disposals. He's had 11 kicks, 7 handballs, 2 marks, 6 tackles, 5 clearances. I'll tell you what, he's doing a job in the second quarter there. Sam Durham, 18 possessions there. He had a cracker of the first quarter. Of course, he's what am I trying to say? Well, his most disposals in the game is 29, so he's well on target to surpass that tonight in this game. He's at 18 with 8 kicks, 10 handballs, 3 marks, 1 tackle, 4 clearances. And I think it's a few goal scoring assists he's had there, so he's doing a great job there for the Bombers. Zachy Merritt was 16, Dylan Shield on 15. We'll run down the board as usual to see your players' stats all the way down here. Jordan Dawson, 14 for the Crows. Ben Mackay's not doing too bad a job. I'll tell you what, though. The Adelaide backline, their defence, they're holding up really, really good. And, of course, in that quarter, what we did see on a continuation of the first, the Bombers just unloading instead of lowering their eyes, looking for their targets inside their forward 50. They need to do a little bit more of that, get a little bit more run. As the Crows were just taking it through the corridor way too easy and scoring fast goals. I'll tell you what, pretty exciting to see, to listen to, and watch if you're a Adelaide Crows supporter. Fresh Links, how you going? Greetings. Welcome in. How you going, Squire? I tell you what, I like that. That was your video, wasn't it? I watched, wasn't it, with the Darvo Crocodile Park? Pretty sure that was yours. I tell you what, I get confused with all the videos I watch. I think that was yours. It was a cracker. I remember going to the Darvo Crocodile Park there, and me and Tina, we picked up that big yellow snake. I tell you what, it was a bit of fun. Got some pictures. There we go. There is of course, Bond doing a good job on Merritt also, but he's only had the 4 disposals. let's just have a look at the goal scorers in the match so far. We've got Ben Keys there. He's got 3 goals from his 7 kicks. We've got Riley Thilthorpe. He's got a couple of goals off his 4 kicks and 8 disposals. Of course, Harrison Jones, 2 goals. He kicked the first 2 goals of the match, still with only 3 disposals, 2 kicks. Dan Fogarty there, he's got a couple of goals. And, of course, Zach Taylor, 1 for Adelaide. Jake the Package Stringer with his late goal for the Bombers. We've got Redmond there for 1. We've got Josh Rochelle 1. Kyle Langford for 1. Sam Durham for 1, who's having a great game there for the Bombers. Billy Dowling has 1. Nick Cox 1 also. And Sam Berry for 1. If you're interested in the fantasy points, see how your players are rating there if you play the game for the fantasy. There we go. Rory Laird's on top at the moment with 77 points for the first half. Jake Saligo on 61. Verna Megalove, shout out. How you going, Verna? Happy Friday to you. Hopefully all's going well with you. Hope you're going to have a wonderful, wonderful weekend coming. Tell you what, we love the weekend, don't we? Hey, I tell you what. Dylan Shield next best on 60 points. 60 AFL fantasy points. There we go. Cole Langford on 59. Nicky Martin, 59. Zach Taylor, 55. Sam Durham, only on 54. I thought he might have a few more points than that. There we go. Benny Keys, 51. And Jordan Dawson, 51. That rounds out the top few in the fantasy points. We'll check in a little bit more on that later. Let's just have a quick glance at the team stats. Let's have a quick look at the team stats. I think we're not too far away anyway. Let me just double check this. Yeah, we're about 3 minutes away before the bounce. And we get the second half underway. Disposals pretty even, 195, 186. The kicks pretty much the same as well. 97, 105. Handballs, 98. A little bit more handball there from the Bombers than the Crows. Although the Crows in that second quarter, there was plenty of... well, they didn't really need to handball. They just went wire to wire, kicking with each other. Both efficiency, both up pretty good. And, of course, the efficiency inside 50 did lift. As we remember, I think the Bombers were down in the low 20% in that first quarter. So they did lift. And, of course, efficiency inside 50 for Adelaide's quite good. Well above their season's average with 53.8. Free kicks in favour of the Crows by 3, 6-9. Let's have a look at the stoppages for all the stats people out there. 20-23 on the hit-outs, pretty similar, pretty even. The clearances, I tell you what, the clearances are pretty even. That's the ground ball gets is the one where we're going to win it from, and if they can keep possession. I still wish in these stats here they'd have the pressure gauges, etc., and all that type of stuff here, because the pressure was immense there from the Crows, but luckily for the Bombers, they got a couple back. 37-45, Crows just in front on the mark. Crows on the season average there, spot on with 45. Marks inside 50. Well, 5-6. Bombers under their season average. Crows one above their average. And the contested marks 3-4. Both just a little bit under. Let's have a look at the tackles. Both tackling pretty well. 30 tackles apiece. Tackles inside 50. Crows doing a little bit better there. Their pressure has definitely been a little bit more hot there than the Bombers. On the bounce, they're both doing the 1%ers, and they've hit about 37, 39 respectively on their interchanges that are made of a total of 75. There we go. Let me just run that back up and we'll put it back. We'll just leave that there. We'll put that back there because we're only a minute away. We'll take it back out. Now, hang on, let me have a look and see what else was there. Verna, welcome. Mega love shout out from Taddy. Hello everyone from Verna. Good stuff, Verna. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, this is the great game in Australia. This is Australian rules football, the game we all love, of course. We've got Essendon playing the Adelaide Crows here tonight at Marvel Stadium, which is at the Docklands which is only about 1 kilometre or 2 kilometres outside of the Melbourne Central Business District. So that's where that is. It's actually not too far away from the MCG, both grounds there in Melbourne. It's not actually a bad ground, this one, because it's got a roof that covers up. But anyway, folks, stay tuned for an exciting second half as we go back to the ground. Players are there, umpires are in the middle ready to bounce the ball. Good luck, Essendon. Good luck, Adelaide.
Second half to overwhelm Riley O'Brien, so here's a big challenge for him ahead of Essendon.
Great points made by all. Maybe Nick Martin goes back there to give him a little bit of control in the back half so they can get some time and space that they need. Adelaide Crows were absolutely superb in that second quarter. Final still to be locked away from the Essendon Footy Club point of view. That's how important this is. 23 points, the margin at half-time. Can the Crows maintain that sort of pressure throughout this third quarter? We'll see at three-quarter time.
Perfect bounce. Draper almost on the run to Stringer. Saligo flings off Stringer.
Back, Adelaide.
Adelaide free ball here. Saligo the recipient. And to draw the player, and he does to Hinge. Got the overlap from Dawson. Dawson and Chisler inside. And that is beautiful. The big fella. Riley O'Brien will get a look from 20 out directly in front.
I know it wasn't pretty in the end, but getting that handball received through the middle of the ground is so crucial because defenders can't set up. Now, if you go back and kick behind the mark, defenders love that. And even though that ball was a bit of a mung, it gets in there. Things happen when you get handball receives through the corridor.
Get it back out to 29-point margin. O'Brien's told to get on with it by the umpire, which he obliges. On the way is tight and offline. Big miss.
Yeah, that would have been crucial, you know. That really...
Mark Draper wants to put the speed on. Gresham. Back to McGrath. Slicing run from Gresham. Trying to inject himself into this game, Kelly. Dersma.
Great pressure. They covered the ground well, then the Crows. I mean, Essendon really trying to take it on and get some fast ball movement, but the Crows were able to just slow it down and force this down the line.
Caddy just has to fist away in the end. Menzies to the back. Dribbling ball here. Butts is pretty happy that that's gone out.
That's what I like where Essendon tried to come through the corridor, but I prefer them to go through the middle and then go up towards goal. They've come all the way across the other side where Adelaide were able to hold them up, push them back and be able to get numbers behind the ball.
Draper, make a reach over the back. Gresham. Hinge had to look both ways, realised he was clear on either side. It's a risky kick, but brave. And they do give the play on. Brodie Smith once again. This has been a feature of their play to get it over the top and out the back, Ridley. And not kept that time. Redman. Down the line, good kick to Cox. Cox just out of range. One of it long. Caddy. They close in on him, did well in the end to defend him.
He was on for a long time, Caddy. Look at him, he knows it. They had to get to him quicker then. He was alone in the pocket.
Butts. Phil Thorpe will come at this. Mackay with him. So Brad Scott, Richo, bases his whole coaching philosophy around defending the ground. Would have been really disappointed with that 20 minutes in the second term. And what he is very good at is resetting after a break. So it's going to be fascinating to watch this first 5 or so minutes. Merritt. Just enough, Gresham did. Stringer. And Pryor.
The ball was pinned initially. My ball.
Clearly explained. So Caldwell. Keys somehow got it to Bond. They stream away here. Michelani.
Fogarty's out the back.
Inside they go. Fogarty target. Did really well, Laverde, not to give away a free kick and to break it up in the air.
Did really well, JB. Thought that kick just probably needed to get out to a little bit more grass out the back. Fogarty had a fair bit of room.
Thorpe doing the right work here to Keys. Keys around the body on the right. Just misses. There's been a handful tonight. And Keys always got high energy. Ridley, Laverde. They've been able to reorganise themselves, the Bombers. Handball in there into the wrong man from Menzie. O'Brien kept it going along the ground. Under pressure was Kelly. Merritt, beautiful by foot. This is nicely sets up Dersma.
Ridley over the top, Redmond. Recovers having lost his feet. Good kick here for Stringer. Can some ignition come from Jake? Free kick. It's going to Cox. Advantage played. Walking goal. Good start. Second half Essendon. Jake Gresham took the advantage. Going to be a pretty simple shot for Nick Cox anyway. Yeah, back to 18 points.
Yeah, that free kick there against O'Brien. As soon as he sees that arm go around, he's going to pay that. It was probably unnecessary. He's got the size. Didn't need to get tangled up then, O'Brien.
All right. I actually like what Cox did. He actually initiated contact with O'Brien in a bad position.
And the Bombers have kicked the last 3 goals of the game. Clearance to go with that inside their 50. Caddy a bit of a push, and that'll be against Butts. Caddy will have a shot at goal from 35 to make it 4 in a row and get it back to within 2 goals. Massive moment in the game here right now.
2-7 from set shots. So this is something that he'll be working on, clearly.
This is an easier one. 35-metre kick directly in front. For Caddy. Good ball, big goal. Bombers back within 2. Essendon.
She's a good-looking kid, Nate Caddy. We'll be coming through the turnstiles to watch him for the next decade, Bombers fans.
My margin was 36 points, JB.
This is what happens when you start to get a reputation of flying at everything. The defender gets more worried about the forward than the ball. Butts put his arms on. It wasn't a big push, but it was right in the middle of the back as he's about to jump, and the umpire is in perfect position. It's important, Richo. The part that he needs to improve the most is his goal kicking, and now we'll import them on them.
Bombers fans up and about. Kick the last 4 of the game. Turn over to Martin. Brilliant tackle, Berry. Michaelani through the middle. Long ball in the Fogarty direction. Again, a very good piece of defending from Laverde. And just to behind.
This one's starting to tighten up. McGrath. Roper wanting the free. Mason Jones. Caldwell. Free to run. Beautiful Chisler. Langford. He too can play on. And now the mark is taken by Merritt. Looking to settle the ball. Instead goes for goal misses are even in the end because his option dried up in front of goal.
Just a bit of a rush of blood there, Zach Merritt. It's good ball movement though. Harrison Jones with a great contested mark at half back started all of that.
Roddy Smith. Goldstein in front, thumped away from him. Caldwell's been busy in this third term already. Such a good use of Ridley. So is Martin. Checks the kick superbly. Again, they don't wait. They thump it long and it works. To Caddy. Wellfield to mark, so it won't be. Let's play the push.
Great kick.
Doesn't matter. It's going to be a shot on goal for Nate Caddy.
Tries to contact that pass. Stand.
5 in a row, this will be 3 to start this second half. Caddy's got 2 of them.
He launched again though. Launched at the footy. And drew the free kick, Caddy. So that's the Crows players aren't happy. All of those free kicks appeared to be there though.
And you could hear the umpire. Was that contact there against Dan Curve? Is going back with a flight. He's just taken Caddy's left arm in that contest right there, which the umpire saw, which is fair enough. Coming from front on, kicks the goal. Essendon back to a cup.
17 minutes ago, Adelaide, 17 minutes of game time ago, Adelaide were 36 points up. And now it's a 1-goal differential.
They had that first set shot this quarter, which they missed.
The last 5. Saligo brushing the tackle aside. Can Adelaide respond here now? Rochelle with a difficult ball. Unloaded was Berry. Saligo doing his best to Laird. Laird's handball smothered by Durham. Berry had another go at it. Really starting to get earnest. Berry shovels the handball out. Adelaide are going to go forward again. Here's a big opportunity for Cook to sub. He misses. Happy.
Yeah, Adelaide are 2 key defenders down at the moment. So Jordan Butts, he limped from the ground and went down to the rooms with the doctor in tow. So that is following, of course, Nick Murray getting subbed out from quarter time as well.
Thanks, Ab. Bench concerns for the Crows. Kick in, finds Martin. Wellfield to fly. Controlled it in the end. Forward to Caddy. Noise building. Caddy, beautifully done. To Langford.
So that's throwing all their matchups out down back now. The 2 key tools out. Probably going to lose some run because they've had to swing things around the Crows.
Kyle Langford. Been brilliant since going forward for the Bombers. This to drag them to within a point. Wow, that is superb. Second of the night. This has been some sort of comeback.
Showing he can get it done in open play as well there to Langford, and they're all at sea down back. Fast ball movement by Essendon, and Langford is a beautiful kick as well.
Scrumptious stuff from the Bombers. It's lovely to watch. Can they take the lead? Adelaide, have they got any shots left? Laird.
Taken away here once again by the Bombers. Gresham only got boot on ball, wasn't great connection. Jones being sat on here by Dowling. Caddy had a bit of a fresh airy. Nan Curvis, wonderful spin out of trouble. Kick needs to be good, and it is. He finds Dowling.
They've just got to get a bit of tempo here now. They've just lost their way. They can't hold on to it the close. Very absolutely owned by Gloffy. They're getting sucked into Essendon, wanting to go quick at the moment, the Crows. Redmond pounds it in the caddy direction. Can't get too much heat on it. Back to Redmond.
Only taken 4 marks for the quarter, Adelaide.
To the fat side. Cox! Well done. Against the bigger man.
They continue to use the tall on the wing, just sliding up forward whenever they've got a held play. You can see a perfect tackle there for Wilfie. You can see the Essendon ball carrier, whenever they've got that held up play, they'll look wide, whether it's a Cox or a Jones. Try and get that mismatch.
Wilfie done. Nick Cox. For 5 straight to start this term. They are back in front, can you believe it? Seven straight now for the Bombers. 5 of them in this third term. They lead by 5 points. It is a mark of Brad Scott coaching. His ability to reset in a break is what makes him very good at what he does.
That starts it there, winning the ball back through a massive tackle. And as Hodgie just pointed out, these tall wingmen, they can cause some issues for the opposition. Now kick 4 goals between them, Cox and Jones. Cox's first goal, he started forward 50, but 3 of those 4 have come from the wing with those tall wingmen. It's a unique setup. Goldstein. Shield. Muscles it out. Darwin had to commit. Won the hard footy. Back to Merritt. Here come the Bombers again. Caddy. Let it go. Keane. To bust his way through. Laird's got to be good with the hands. Creative. Shoal. Over the top. Set up an opportunity for Taylor to go forward. So they're responding here, Adelaide. Now Murphy's got Dersma. Murphy did well around the corner. Can he create the opportunity? Fogarty. Mackay, lovely tackle. It stuck. Thought it might have slipped for a moment. Well done, Ben Mackay.
Crows just wanted to keep going quick as well. Goldstein got there late. Mackay taken. Kelly. Outside of the boot, but it's going to land with Shoal. And Curvis told to go. Just gets out of the Merritt tackle. Goldstein will see that through. Well, he should have. Eventually it does get through.
Well, Adelaide kicked 8 straight to lead it by 36 points at the 25-minute mark of the second quarter. The Bombers have kicked the next 7 goals to lead it by 4 points.
We see that a lot now, don't we? Teams get 5-6 in a row, then 5-6 to the opposition.
Why is that, Richo, do you think?
Well, just momentum. It's so hard to stop now. 6-6-6 a bit, you know?
Yeah, that's what it was brought in for.
There you go. There's that tall wing again. Yeah. They can really make this a weapon, the Bombers.
Shield.
Outside 5, play on.
Here they go again. Draws the man. Dersma, the little slaughter. It was well done by Dawson. He'll need to get it out the back door. Or he might be pinned. McKay said he lost control. We'll have a ball up in the Bomber attacking 50.
Keane controlled a pretty tough ball well. And Curvis, Bond, Berry, just got it away. There's that speed that they're trying to bring to this here, Adelaide. Back to Fogarty. Takes on Goldstein, did that well. Beautiful left foot ball for Keys. Wants to go fast. Rochelli's out. Hits him.
You see how Adelaide are trying to move the ball, they're trying to take it on. They've only had the 6 marks this quarter. Just trying to link up with handball and trying to beat the Essendon defenders out the back.
Who do you think it suits more, Hodgie, if it keeps being this sort of quick game, helter-skelter game?
So far this quarter, it's helped Essendon. This is with their tools.
Josh Rochelli's a talented player. That's an example of it. Back in front. Second of the night for Rochelli. First of the second half for Adelaide.
This is McGrath. He was on Rochelli to start with, but as the ball goes to the Keys, possession, he gets lost, starts ball watching, and Rochelli is smart forward, realised that, kept pushing forward. And McGrath, as soon as he took that mark, realised he made the mistake. Big goal from Rochelli. Yeah, Adelaide back up by 2.
His second. Great response from Adelaide.
High contact, Essendon.
Brian can't believe it. Robert Finlay convinced the umpire. Now Merritt around the back door, long, deep ball. Hinge. Smith. Laird. Back to Hinge. Kick needs to be good. It is. Arrested nicely. Murphy.
Play on the 15.
Side to Michaelani. Refusing to pay the mark. Michaelani down the line here to half forward. Ridley with a thump. Nice defensive play.
Jones, the double palm forward. Dawson off a step. All the way to the back. Foot race. Off the ground, Keys. No way. No way. That's his 4th. And that equals a career high for Ben Keys. That's the sort of night he's having.
It's twice in 3 weeks, JB. 4 for Benny Keys.
10, I think that's his 11th goal in the last 4 weeks.
It's in a little purple patch. 26 goals on the season.
With Keys here, this is his 11th goal in the last 4 weeks. He's having a nice patch in his career. So back out to an 8-point lead here. The Adelaide Crows. When the Bombers were coming at them big time, they've been able to stem the flow. Berry, lovely handball from Laird to set this Berry charge up. Long, deep ball. Fogarty wanted the free for being held, but Mackay takes the mark. Short ball and finds Caldwell.
Laverty. Essendon, they want to take a bit of juice out of this. Tell him to come at him. Merritt interrupting Berry in the air. Redmond, now they can go. It's in good hands with Merritt. Into the leading lane to Draper.
Yeah, that's the guy you want. He's the guy you want delivering an inside 50, particularly when you've got a ruckman defending you. Have a look at O'Brien there. He doesn't want to be there. That's not his position, and Draper just had too many wheels for him. But he didn't want to be defending in that situation, O'Brien. And a good lead from Draper back into space.
The 6th goal of this term for Essendon. He does that nicely. Well, they're celebrating the Bombers tonight. That had a bit of Frank the Tank about it. We'll be watching somewhere Drewy Petrie. Wasn't quite Frank, but I'm not sure what he was going with.
At least he's not going streaking like Frank did. That didn't end well for the big fella.
This is where you have to follow through a handover. You've got Martin. Dawson hands it over to Laird. As they do a swap over, Laird forgets about him. Guess who gets on the end of the ball? The ball come into the corridor, transition through, and that's what ends up. The feedback over the top. We missed the end of the handball, but goes to Martin. That's how the ball transitions through to Draper.
Stand,
So they get the opportunity here, Adelaide, first to go forward, and they do that now. Sweeping on the ball is Bond. Stripped. Shield. Funny little front end-on-end ball from Shield. He didn't quite make that connection. And now the real pressure is down. And that'll be a ball up. How are you feeling about Peter Wright not being in the side, Richo? And what you're seeing here tonight now, are you happy with that, or how does it sit with you?
Well, it's worked tonight. I mean, Draper's just kicked that goal then. They look dangerous. Caddies look dangerous. The wingmen have hit the scoreboard.
Lockdown here, Keys again. Mackay. Kelly. That's not going to get the job done. Oh, they get a Dawson on the back of the head. Menzies up and run away. Kelly goes past him. Here go the Bombers. Langford on the lead. Geez, got strong boots. Out in front. Too far score. Caddy's deep, one out in the square. Didn't want to go to him.
So now, you don't go long now. I reckon if you're going to go long, go straight away.
Langford changes the angle a little. Brings it out to Nick Martin. Out over the back to Cox. Spun off the tackle. Nailed in the next, but maybe in the back. Cox will get the free, I think. Around the head. Cox has a chance to kick his third and put the Bombers back in front.
Lucky. He ducked. He ducked big time for that free
In
kick.
forward 50, Cox getting down there. With Butts and Murray off, and all this height the Essendon team has. It's really starting to show down there.
It was Richo from that held up ball again. Langford realised he held up long enough for that winger to slide down.
He's going to be short on time here. He spent a lot of time mucking around and hasn't had a chance to do his normal routine, I reckon. Took too long getting back onto the mark. But now Cox comes in. Big goal in the game. He's got it. Back in front, the Bombers. Good for Cox. Turn around for the Bombers here. They lead by 4 points as we just under 4 in the third remaining.
So there's the high tackle. And that's now 5 goals from the wing. And the two big fellas, Cox and Jones. The Doc had a chat with him, a little bit of blood there, but he's ready to go, Cox. Having a really good night. Not high possessions, but high impact.
Shield. Scrapping hard for it, so is Draper. Merritt swings it forward. Shield again. Caldwell comes out. Can play on. And bang on another one. How do you have a scoring end under the roof, Richo? But in my book, that's 20 goals to the left of your screen. It's ridiculous. 9 goals last term for Adelaide, and this is now 8 for the Bombers.
It all started there from the desperation and then just the smarts from Merritt just to get it going forward, and then Shield the composure. Could have went forward for 1v1. Realised he had some mids piercing through the middle. Caldwell gets it, composes himself, puts it through. 10-point lead to the Bombers. Feel the momentum, feel the crowd getting behind them.
28 goals collectively kicked in this game. Laird. Tahoe just got a finger there. The handball to Draper. Draper on the run. An end-on-end man. Langford picks it up cleanly. Looking for Menzie. Runs out of tarmac. Don't you love how he follows up in the middle though, Big Draper? Just got a little slightly carried away. Just tipped over a little bit in the end. It did. It was a forward drop mark. It's a bit of a weapon though when you can get after it at ground level like that.
Brings it to ground. Kick off the ground. And Curvis, nervous handball. Cook. Phil Thorpe couldn't hang on. Hillberg nice. Murphy. Giving the defenders some respite and they need it. Entertaining game on Friday night. Murray gone early.
Butts as well now.
Now, Butts, yeah.
Still no movement. He's sitting there, but there's been no warming up or anything for Jordan Butts, and he's been off the ground for well over 22 minutes now.
Murray Jones, thanks, Ab. And go forward again here. Menzie, has he got the Jets? In comes Caddy. Stringer closes Keane down. Langford does a good job of coming forward to defend.
Is that Jordan Dawson there? I think it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're going to.
That's a hip and shoulder to the head, Richo. So that is trouble, I would suggest.
Plus, the Dogs will be wanting to get him off, I reckon, to assess now, Dawson.
Yeah,
That was fair hit.
they're out there with him now. There they are. And I think once they watch the replay, there's only 2 minutes to go to three-quarter time anyway, but I'm pretty sure they'll have a look at it and say, no, we need to have another look at that.
But in regards to a suspension or bump, he was going for the ball. Caddy was trying to kick the ball. It's an unfortunate incident. That was a fairly solid hit. He's kicked the ball there. He can't be held accountable for that.
You wouldn't think so, but accidents don't seem to be allowed to happen anymore, Hodgie.
Especially if there's an injury on the back of it, which doesn't seem right either, I know, but
It's not right because it's a collision sport. Your accidental collisions like that are going to happen.
just on all the tackle stuff, by the way, 18,500 tackles to this stage last year, the same this year. 7 suspensions this year, same time last year, 30 suspensions. 13 fines, 5 fines last year. So the players learn quickly is the moral to the story, Richo. Very, very quickly to get it done in a more methodical way. Fogarty, Michael Annie, Shoal, long ball. Adelaide trailing here by 10 points. Out the back door it comes. Rochelli's there, pressuring Kelly. Oh, look at that. We've turned the umpire's flags inside out, Richo. Don't know where to find them.
Did well there, Jake Kelly.
May have also, in doing that padding, moving that padding like it, may have also moved the cameras in the goalposts.
The umpire just fixed it up.
I don't think it's as precise as just above the padding, the camera you can see there. Not much in it though.
Pulsating quarter of footy. In fact, pulsating night. Fox has been good.
Been better overhead tonight. That was a strong grab.
Belts it in the direction. Speaking of good hands. They were brilliant. Stringer. Couldn't elevate. He's going to be pretty happy with that ball going through and with Adelaide getting possession back.
What are we going to do here? mark on the boundary line. England's just stand there and not too much. Richo, I think, is the go here for Adelaide.
Just get this down the line, get it out of bounds.
When he does that, Draper was there, O'Brien, Laird. Little handball, he didn't want it to go too far. Berry caught at the tackle. Did he have Pryor? And Pryor said, yes, he did. You bet.
Didn't get that ball close enough to the boundary line there. It's too in ball.
Siren sounds. Darwin sends the mug in. Wow. What another great quarter of football. Essendon by 10 points.
All right, there we go. How was that? Wow, wowee. Oh dear, says Chris. You're not wrong, Chris. I tell you what a cracker of a game. Talk about ebbs and flows and who's got momentum. Bombers in the first quarter. It was all the Crows. It looked like they were just going to run away with it in the second quarter. And then the Bombers, they came back with a flurry of goals. Can the Crows catch them again? Tell you what, stay tuned, folks. This game is far from over here at Marvel Stadium. It's the Bombers 15-8-98, leading the Crows 13-10-88. 8 goals, 1 to the Bombers to 2 goals, 6 inaccuracy, killing the Crows in that quarter. But I tell you what, folks, the Crows are coming home with the scoring end. The Crows have got the end where out of the 28 goals kicked, 20 goals have been kicked at the end that the Crows will be going to in the final quarter, compared to just 8 goals for the match going the other end of the Bombers. So there we go. If we think an end has got a favoritism, a scoring end, the Crows are definitely coming home with that in the final quarter. I tell you what a game. And of course, Essendon have got a few lucky free kicks through 50 metres, through free kicks, just like one of the last ones. I think it was Cox, ducked his head big time. You know, quack, ducked his head, got a free kick, snagged a goal. But the Bombers did well. 28 goals in 3 quarters. It's pretty epic, folks. It's pretty epic. You know, we're at a stadium here with a closed roof. You wouldn't expect there to be a scoring end. There's no wind, there's no breeze, there's no rain, nothing like that. There's perfect footy conditions here at Marvel Stadium. But there we go. There's a scoring end. Good kicking, though, in that quarter there by the Bombers. 8 goals, 3 big scores. Let's just have a quick look. Pass away, Nartine. Megalove shout out. So Paul, hello from Pass Away. You know what I hate, says Paul? Every time when you lose your balance putting your socks on. There's always when your foot is halfway in your sock. Yeah, I think... I know what you mean, Paul. I know what you mean. Oh my gosh. You know what, Paul? That's why when I put my socks on, I'm sitting down. Santa all sitting down. Let's have a quick look at the disposal count here from the players up until the third quarter. We've got Zach Merritt leading the way now for the Bombers on 26 disposals, 13 kicks, 13 handballs. He's got 1 mark, 5 tackles, 6 clearances. Rory Laird for Adelaide's going great as well with 26 touches. 12-14, 2 marks, 7 tackles, 7 clearances. They're having a couple of good games. Let's get down. Where's our man Sam Dern, who came out like a bullet in the first quarter, but he's just had a quietish, let's say, second to third quarter, that he's still on 21, still doing it well there for the Bombers. Thanks, Teddy, for hanging in there. Sniper, thanks, brother. Addy G, I tell you what, high-scoring, free-flowing footy is great. That's why this is the best game in the world, folks. Australian rules football, outside of Paul's favourite game, Spin the Bottle. I tell you what, I haven't played Spin the Bottle in some years. How about we take a bottle to the footy and we can play Spin the Bottle there with a few. That'll be all right. There's two good games in one. Let's just go down the board, have a look at your players. See how they're going. Dylan Shield on 19. So they're all getting plenty of the ball here. This free-flowing footy game here tonight. I'll tell you what, wow, this is a cracking game to watch. And we're in for more coming into the final quarter, folks. We're in for more coming into this final quarter. Dersma with 15, Murphy with 14, Berry with 15 touches. Let's keep going down the page a little bit. Who else? We got Nankervis with 10 touches. He's had 5 and 5. Darcy Fogarty, he's had 10 disposals, 6 kicks. He's kicked a couple of goals. Michelle, 9 with 2 goals. Let's just run down here and then we'll quickly head on over and have a look at the goal scoring. There we go. There's all your players and all their stats. Just for those with the AFL fantasy points so far, Rory Laird is 97. He's leading the way there. Cole Langford, 95. Merritt on 89. Keys, 79. Redmond on 78. To the goal scorers before the players take their positions again on the ground, getting ready for the third quarter. Ben Keys leads the way with 4 goals. Having a great night there. Nick Cox, he's got 3. Thilthorpe with 2, with Rochelle on 2. Langford, Jones, Fogarty and Caddy each of 2. And of course, Taylor, Stringer, Redmond, Gresham, Durham, Draper, Dowling, Caldwell and Berry with singles for the goals there. We'll have a little bit of a look at the team stats after the final siren. But I tell you what, folks, don't go anywhere. We've got a cracking quarter. Who's going to win this game? Is it going to be the Bombers or is it going to be the Crows? They've both had their time in the sun so far. They both had their sun runs. It's anyone's game. I agree with you, Chris. It is anyone's game. Folks, can you believe it? I'm tipping Adelaide Crows from here. They've got the quarter that's been scoring all the goals. Let's see how it all unfolds. Let's take it back to the ground as the umpire bounces the ball for the final quarter.
Those have been brave. Raise another effort. We'll see you post game.
O'Brien down. Saligo and Dersma go at it. Merritt tumbling ball forward. Follow up from Caldwell. Controlled it with brilliance. Centering ball. Oh yeah! Big Sammy Draper.
He's a cult figure. This is going to be the issue now, though. Draper started as the deepest forward in the goal square. He's on Keane there. And that's just a man who's too big. Got a really good leap at it. And if Essendon can get enough supply in there with this height factor, without Murray and without Butts, it's going to be hard to stop.
For his second of the night to make it 16 points. Oh no. That was horrible.
That was sideways. I reckon when it hit the boot. Coming off in the old helicopter style. Tried to kick it pretty hard then, didn't he? He did. So there you go. Show. Full short. Redmond. Just 11 points in it. Kelly. Got to shut this down quickly against the Bombers. Got to win it back. They like to take chains of uncontested marks. Got to force them long. Martin. On he comes looking for Goldstein. Will handle to Caldwell. Wasn't quite ready, Merritt, so he had to pull it back, and it gave Keys time to close him down. Gee, that was a good tackle. Didn't fall into his back. Pin the arms.
Thorpe. Himmelberg to the back, and Ridley. He's in all sorts. Dangerous ball here. Langford's got to come in and put some heat on Bond. He did that well. Goldstein. Caldwell. Durham. And free kick is going to go Draper's way.
That's the 10 centimetres there, JB.
Hands it off to Dersma. Been a quiet night for Jake Stringer. Just couldn't hang on there. Adelaide can bring it away, but the kick shows a lot to Keys, and he gets clobbered. Dersma back to Caldwell. High ball forward. Great heat here from the Bombers. The handball wasn't great from Langford. Martin taken high, no free. Got the ball up.
Wow, Brett Wallace, the umpire, had a really good look at that. Decided not to blow the whistle.
That's a good call. The Essendon supporters didn't like it, but that was fair enough.
I don't know where that first arm was. Here's Martin. Little one to Caldwell. Brushed off there nicely by Nan Purvis.
I reckon what he saw was that where he's trying to drop the left shoulder and then trying to lift the arm up.
Forward 50 here for the Bombers. Win there for the Ruckman. Martin from Caldwell. Now the advantage is paid. It's too late to call it back. Once you've paid it. Merritt has got to the ground as well.
Probably hit his head on the ground. He's not well.
By Hinge. And there's the Caldwell head on the ground, so Keys will be in a little bit of trouble for that. Absolutely. And then the Merritt one as well. Which is why he's got the free kick. But time to show that one.
I mean, the momentum was there, though. I mean, I'm not sure Keys could have stopped that, could he?
How would you know, Richo? After the week we've just had.
Well, you don't. You're even more confused.
That's why you just say, you just point the tackle out and you haven't got much idea whether it's legal or not legal anymore. Caldwell rightly comes off the ground, will be examined as a result of that, and now Merritt from outside 50. Didn't get all of it. High footy, uncontested mark in the end for Dawson.
I think he's going to have Keys as both arms were big. One arm was free. As you said, Richard, the momentum was going, he was going to the ground with.
Caldwell's trying to run out of it as well, so the momentum's going that way. It's hard to, you just can't stop it. It's impossible.
Taylor with a long forward ball in the Himmelberg direction. Dersma controlling at ground level okay. Sheila's taken a very strong tackle. Taylor gets it back. Saligo. And we've seen Fogarty kick one from here already.
It's further out too, JB. The last one, there goes Caldwell down to...
Yeah, they did a quick HIA here on the bench before taking him straight down for a further assessment with that Scout 6, guys.
Look at that. Got that left to right fade to deal with here, JB.
25-9 from set shots. That's elite. Tries to get this one coming back the other way. It's doing a good job. Behind.
There it was again, that fade as Dawson now goes down. Gee, they've had some injury issues tonight, Adelaide. Wants to bring it back here. It's just a 10-point game. Darrell sprints away. Couple of bounces. Gresham. Sneaky handball. Langford could have gone for home and he missed Jones. He was neither on his right or his left. He wasn't quite set up to go for home. Heading in slightly the wrong direction.
That was Michael Laney. There's that tackle again from Keys. Big hit from Michael Laney. Left him very sore, Gresham. Still in the hands of the trainer.
Lots at stake for the Bombers. It's a top 4 spot. action, an early climb. Menzie. Draper and Keane go at it. Stringer wanted deliberate.
I think the umpire wasn't in the right position there. I reckon they had a fair case. Oh, that was a defender's mindset, BT, just get it over the line.
Look down here at the back. Bombers are loading up. Might be in the back here. It is. Free kick to Merritt. Bombers about to make their sub out.
Yeah, it's all done, BT. Caldwell has been ruled out with concussion, so Archie Perkins comes into the game now.
Battle scars there, Nick Cox as well. Huge kick, 16-point advantage for the Bombers, if you can see this through directly in front. 30 metres out. There it is. The skipper. No problems at all. Bombers by 16. Merritt gets his first. Big talking point here, gents. What is going to happen? Caldwell has been subbed out of the game through medical advice. What are you thinking?
He didn't have both arms pinned. He's going forward and sort of down with it, Caldwell. And Keys is trying to tackle him. I mean, it's hard to know, Brian, but we saw last weekend what happened. Rolling out of it there, Keys. There's Perkins just on the ground. You're asking a lot of Keys there. I don't know what he can do. Berry. Michaelani. Shelley underneath the footy. Fogarty over the back. And Shelley so dangerous from here. Sprays it across the face. And Essendon are in their forward 50. Keys has to try and tackle Caldwell with the ball.
But he nicks there. His 101st game as coach. McGrath, bit of a party trick. Winning the ribs there, Caldwell. May not be the concussion that's the issue with him. Could be the ribs. That would be better for Keys. Who knows? Don't know. As you say, the lead we've just had, there's a high tackle on Keys, and he'll have a chance for goal number 5 for Ben Keys. This would be a career high for him. 101st game in a row for Ben Keys. Now it needs to be inside left goalpost, cannot give the goalpost away. That's nice. Beautiful. Got it there. Adelaide closed the gap again. Keys has 5.
What a return that is. From a pressure forward. Yeah, good.
See the high tackle, but this has been an excellent game for Keys. Yes, he's kicked the 5 goals. He's had 400 metres game, but it's been his pressure as well. He's had the 6 tackles. Anytime he can put pressure on, he's been chasing. Good to see he's been rewarded with a few goals as well.
Good ball bounce there.
mentioned before, BT, he's had 3 or 4 weeks, been in prime form, kicking goals, won plenty of the ball.
Darren with brilliance, dashes away. The boy from Seymour, penetrating to the Langford. Good hands there. Kyle Langford. What about this from Darren?
He's a star.
It's superb.
He's got a really rounded game. JB, he can do a bit of everything.
That took some marking for Kyle Langford.
They're good hands.
Yep. To get us back to 15 points. That's a big miss.
Huge miss.
That's it.
Big miss for Langford there. Said before, 148 game for Kyle Langford, the same as Doug Bigelow played for the Bombers. Doug, of course, an iconic broadcaster with ABC radio and TV through the 70s and 80s. Many would remember. Draper, keys again. I thought he threw it out the side door there to Laird. Laird gets penalised. Into sub. Wanting to square the ball in the middle to Kelly. Kelly's got the overlap from McGrath. He looks sideways to Laverty. He's able to do as he wishes to Dersma. So they inch their way to half forward here, the Bombers. Martin was disappointed he wasn't honoured on that lead. Dersma now wants to bite off a little bit more on the head of Draper. Knocked out of the way there was Caddy. It was well done by the Crows. Cox to Gresham. Gresham's got it bending back the right way. Mark taken by Cook.
Thank you. That's it. Stand, please.
Went it beautifully in the air. Send the Bombers back inside 50. Here comes Caddy. Through comes Langford. Saligo. Back to Cook. Dowling. Superb ball in the end for Fogarty. Goes back to Dowling.
Essendon had 2 behind the ball.
Phil Thorpe. Almost. McGrath. Dersma will give it back to McGrath. Got to be very careful from here.
That's a risk with moving the ball so fast. Essendon was smart positioning behind the ball. They kicked it long and went straight forward.
Mackay. It's okay to Laverty.
Laverty. 8.5. Can't think about the clock yet. It's got to be about scoring for both teams here. Hard and low. Shoal, very, very quick hands to Darren. Over the top, bit of a no-looker from Laird. Tried to run through Michael Annie and Gresham up and up in the tackle. Matty Nix. A little nervy. Time starting to be a factor. Shield. Beautiful ball to Caddy. Needs to get up quick. Stringer saying kick it that away to Langford. Then he did just that. Now Langford to recover his own ball. Found Martin. Martin just got put on ball. Keane did well. Nankervis under pressure. Shoal. Adelaide out of trouble.
Floats it into the middle. Huge ball this. McGrath. Shield. Now Redmond. And Cox comes at the kick. They go inside again. Keane's there with a big thump. Menzie looking for Durham.
I reckon this this is about the last chance, JB, to get your best players on the ground. I see Merritt's coming back on the ground now. Must have your best players on the ground. 7 minutes left. You might not get another opportunity.
One of those two misses going to hurt Essendon. Draper from the top of the square, Langford from about 35. Gresham! Outside of the boot! Absolutely magnificent! Jay Gresham. Could not have come at a better time for the Bombers. He gets his second. Goals kicked on the night. That's what we want to see on a Friday night under the roof.
Now, this is a great set play, stoppage goal in your forward 50. Menzies tried to get over and just did enough to give Gresham that space, and Draper gets enough on it to get out the back. Great stoppage goal. The Crows used to be really good at that themselves. They made that famous little flick over the back in forward 50. Great stoppage play.
To the middle we go. Wonderfully done by Keys to Berry. Got to score now very, very quickly, Adelaide. Fogarty dishes off the handball. Wasn't quite as clean as it could have been. Laird back to Fogarty. Round the corner. It's on target. It's a goal. It's just what the doctor ordered. Fogarty kicked his third. The goals keep coming, and they're still in touch.
There's a great response from Adelaide. The power there from Fogarty. Just to feed it back, stay in the play. Just a powerful kick around the body from 45. That's Adelaide's second goal from centre bounce. It's their seventh from stoppage. Great way to respond.
What about this game of football? 32 goals on the night. O'Brien. Berry. Gets around Cox. They go in again here, the Crows. Fogarty in from the side. Ridley to tidy things up. To Menzies, who did well. On Dowling. Jones has got to park himself under it. O'Brien got to the front. Very good intercept marker, Jordan Williams. How big are these 5.5 minutes for the Bombers? I don't want to remind any of their fans, but it's been 20 years since they won a final. You end up in the top four, Richo, you get a double chance.
Still can't afford to go negative here, can they, JB?
You reckon kick another goal. Caddy to the front. Jones. O'Brien. Keys. Dowling. Shelley almost. Kelly. Fumble there from McGrath. Holding the ball.
That was a smart tackle by McGrath.
Stand.
So crunch time here now. 5 minutes remaining. Draper's still on the bench down there for the Bombers. Do they want him on? They certainly want Durham on. Now he's on the bench with just under 5 minutes remaining.
But they've equalised numbers, Adelaide, so they took away the uncontested marks.
Goldstein with a thumping spoil. Over the line. What have we got here in the last 5 minutes? 9 points, nothing. Some last instructions from the coaches. O'Brien. Might get picked here, he does. Incorrect disposal.
Chris Kimberley behind the ball as a defender, trying to get a smaller, more agile forward line.
Durham snuck on the ground from the bench, so the group there to a contest here. Off hands, Menzies, Caddy, got a beautiful sitting ball, went for the running banana from straight on. Goodness gracious me.
Time starting to become an issue here for Adelaide. Got to kick 2 goals to win the game. Great smother there from Perkins. Smith. Nowhere to go with the footy, found Laird eventually. Keys has had a big night. Belts it forward. Almost cooked. Thought just worried as he kicked it.
I'll tell you what, Ridley, outstanding there. He lost sight of the ball for a split second, but he recovered well. And he could have given a free kick away there. A lot of times they do from front on contact. He didn't. Perfect spoil.
Just over 36,000 here to witness this goal-scoring fest tonight. Friday night at Marvel Stadium.
The young fellow will get more composure as he plays more, but this could have been just a nice little pop to Jake Stringer at the top of the goal square instead of that banana. That could have finished there, Adelaide Pros.
Draper tries to pull it in front, Keys. He's done well again. He's got it into a very dangerous spot. Therefore, Fogarty around the corner, releases goal. They've got it. They're within 3 points. 3 minutes left. 3 points down.
How good's Ben Keys? 5 goals. Now he's up 7 stoppages. 6 goals now, Richard.
Yeah. That's just the spot there. 2v1 at the front of the contest, and the Benny Keys gets on the move. They had it covered with Michael Annie at the front of it. But this is about late in games, just get it going forward, create a contest up forward, and hopefully your forward line are active enough to put on a decent effort. That's just great work there. Pushing off at the right time, the strength to snap it over your shoulder.
Sorry, Richard, I gave it the wrong info. Clear the Fogarty.
Keys, 5 goals and getting it done around the stoppages now. What a night he's had.
Durham snuck it forward. Michaelani, Dan Curvis. Bond starting to look emphatic here, Adelaide. Fogarty, did he get taken out of it illegally? No. Thorpe misses.
That's a couple of times there from Hillthorpe, just rushed a little bit. Teams we never played through for a long period of time.
Keysy thought he was in the right spot again, Richard. He wanted it, didn't he?
When you've kicked 5, you always think you're in the right spot.
All right, well, under 3 minutes.
Well, he's in the zone, Keys.
Yep.
McGrath must try and score the Bombers. They can't try and match it and reduce clock time here. Michael Annie, lovely marks. Here they come again. Phil Thorpe, both hands on it. Desperate to defend here, the Bombers. Martin hovering over Keys. Fogarty was there. Keys got the little handball out. Gresham goes. Fogarty was in there.
After round 6, Adelaide will feel like they're owed one. And it's at the right end of the ground for them. Maguire a dribbler. Stringer's been quiet.
Did well, Himmelberg. I thought Stringer was going to turn him around there, but he held his nerve.
Langford's gone back.
Smith followed him.
Tally.
I'll tell you, called that Smith went down with him, but he got caught watching the ball and over his head.
2 minutes to try and control footy is a hell of a long time.
just defend at this end of the ground, the Bombers. The stuff like this will happen. Here they go. Keane sends it long and deep. Who's there? Fogarty was there. Langford there. Busting through Rochelle. Really got him in the tackle. Ball up.
This is where you'd want to see Rochelle on the move. Someone bursting through a Keys. Get some movement in there.
Fogarty bends down, picks it up. There's Rochelle. Keys. Tough ball to handle.
Watch this. Keys will put a block on Rochelle running around onto his right. We saw what Essendon did. Putting blocks on, working for one another.
O'Brien to the front. Perkins off the ground. Himmelberg. Wrapped up.
It's good, but it's all happening at Adelaide's end of the ground. Some are praying. Darren, who was worried about sending it over the line deliberately. Keys gets it back over the head of Kelly. Here's Rochelle. Rochelle kicks the goal. Adelaide are in front. Adelaide have hit the front. Rochelle's done the job. We have got 51 seconds left. Adelaide have come from nowhere. They have kicked the last 3 of goals in a row. 4 of the last 5.
And Keys, the man,
Keys again.
getting it in, and it was just a ball that got to ground level, and it was a hard one to take. And what a finish from Rochelle. Now, what do the Crows do here with their wingmen? Do they send them back to the point of the square to try and get back? He's done a James Hird, Josh Rochelle, into the crowd. Yeah, look at the Crows wingmen here. They're going back. They've got Thilthorpe on the wing, so he wants to get back to that height behind the footy. On the outer wing, Thilthorpe. Can Adelaide hang on? Brilliant attack. Merrill on the fly. Busts it inside 50. Can he can't mark? Martin doesn't get it there. Touch through. And Matty Nix can only sit and watch.
So 37 seconds. Only a goal wins it for the Bombers. There's Mackay setting himself for this one, tried to knock it forward. And Adelaide able to get it over the boundary line here. So it's at half forward for Essendon, 26 seconds.
Essendon have equalised. Down there.
O'Brien's got to keep this thing tight, keep it in close.
Last time they met, it was a 3-point game, and that's where we are right now. Does it finish this way? Lovely McBride to Stringer. Stringer goes inside 50. Kenny couldn't mark. Rush behind here from Cook. 2-point margin.
So they've got to get the man up here, Essendon. If it goes long, I don't think there'll be enough time. We talked about those 2 misses. Long and high, the seconds tick away. That's going out on the suit Adelaide. Two Friday night games, both of them absolute crackers between these 2 clubs. The seconds tick down. The Crows are going to celebrate. What a game of football. What a win for Adelaide. Just magnificent.
last 3 to 4 weeks, he's really took his game to another level. He's a great leader of the football club, and it's great to see his second opportunity at Adelaide Crows, and he's making the most of it.
After celebration, nice little hug with some fans in the crowd. They travel strong, the Adelaide mob.
Yeah, we've got to be loyal to our fans. It's great to see a lot of them out here today, especially a lot of my friends and family, so it was a special moment.
What was Vixie's message at three-quarter time? You guys were right in it, of course, throughout the entire game, but what was his final message before you went out there?
We had a fantastic first half, and that was purely just down to our contest, and we probably went away from it a little bit in that third quarter. And his message for us was just to go out and bring that contest again and play with no fear.
What's it been like this do to the group with 5 games to come?
It's an unbelievable leap for us. I think we're only about 6 points behind now Collingwood and Hawthorn, so that's a massive game. I think it's on Saturday, so we'll be looking at that closely, but it just gives us huge belief.
That was a sensational game. Go and soak it up. Congratulations.
Thanks, Abby.
It was, and that man's happy, and so he should be. Arguably, we don't like to use the word robbed, but the last time these two sides met, unlucky, let's put it that way. But they're right at the ledger tonight.
And they came in with really good form, JB. They came in with belief, and they brought the heat again. The pressure was huge last week against the Saints, and they brought it back in tonight. And Abby, who have you got down there now?
I've got Ben Keys down here with me now. Keysy, so many ebbs and flows and shifts in momentum in this game. Just summarise it for us if you can.
Yeah, it was crazy. We both had patches where we played some really good footy. It was probably a bit of an offensive game for our liking. But we hung in there and they were able to steal it down.
What about your game yourself? A handful, of course, missing Isaac Rankin and Tex in that forward half, but you're just playing with so much confidence this season.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we have to share the load, I guess. They're two of our most prolific players, but we're going to do it without them. So heaps of boys stood up tonight, and it's a really solid group. It's great.
What about Josh Rochelle, the match winner? I mean, you were the handball, of course, but I'm sure you were right in that one through the line.
I was praying, I was cramping up, so just wanted something to happen so we get a spell. But he's been amazing for us. That's what he's capable of. He's capable of those big moments, but really plays his role as well, really hard at it tonight. He had a fantastic game.
There was an incident as well with Jai Caldwell late with a tackle. Do you as a player, I guess, feel it in that moment, the concern across the league at the moment?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. I thought it was just a standard tackle and he got winded. I did think thought he hit his head, but lucky he was just winded. Umpire paid the free kick, is what it is, I guess. We just continue to play hard, really.
And just looking at Nick Murray as well, an ACL in July of 23. Do you know at this point in time what the prognosis might be there?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Praying for him. He's been so good for us, so good to come back. But if it is something serious, no doubt he'll come back again. He's a resilient lad, and we love him as a teammate.
Great to see you. Well done.
Thanks, Abby. You too. Thank you.
Season 2024 lives on for the Adelaide Crows. What a magnificent victory it was against all odds. Murray and Dawson and Butts off the ground. Gresham kicks a goal halfway through the last quarter, gets it out to 15 points. For an Essendon side who are desperate to win, boys, to try and lock away a spot in the finals, and the Adelaide Crows found a way. They kicked the last 3 goals. Fogarty was great, kicked 2, and Rochelle, a man that we watched some of his highlights earlier in the year, that would have sat back and enjoyed that. We saw him celebrate with the crowd. It was James Hearn was the first thing I thought of as well when he hugged the crowd. And then the voice of reason, Geordie said, "You haven't won it yet, mate." Get back to work. But hey, what a win! What a victory!
Yeah, it was great fight back. Geez, it was a seesawing game, wasn't it? Ebbs and flows all throughout the night, but they were able to handle the pressure. They had the last 4 shots at goal. A couple of rush behinds to Essendon. They'll go on the scoreboard late, but they never really looked like, apart from that Martin loss. But well done to them. Adelaide's been in form the last few weeks. Where to for Essendon? That's the big story. We'll celebrate Adelaide for the moment, but obviously there's going to be a hell of a lot of questions, Mark, because those clouds, those dark clouds are starting to hover over Windy Hill once again.
Well, despite the where Adelaide are on the ladder, their form, their defensive form in particular, has been really good. We highlighted that the last 6 weeks. Well, even Ben Key said, that wasn't the game we wanted. It was high scoring that we like it, but after quarter time, they just both went bang. So 9 in a row to the Crows, 7 in a row to Essendon. It was an entertaining game, but I don't know, Brad Scott wouldn't be...
We're up around 60% for Adelaide at 3/4 time. I mean, it is...
Oh, yeah, that's what Keys is talking.
It's one that we just, in terms of, we look forward, we project the finals, who's going to stand up. We just sit back and enjoy what we saw. I don't know whether we're going to see too much like it again for the year.
Is that why the roof is great? The roof gets knocked a bit.
The North Melbourne Collingwood game was 119 to 118. That was a month ago. So we've seen some...
All right, folks, there we have it. What a finish. The Adelaide Crows, what a nail-biter. 17-13, 115 defeats the Bombers. 17-11, 113. 2-point victors to the Adelaide Crows. I tell you what a game. What a game. Folks, if you're listening to it, if you're an Adelaide supporter, an Essendon supporter, and you were listening to it, watching it, I tell you what, you'd have no nails left. You would have been biting them to the bone. I tell you what, it was a cracker game. And of course, for Shelley there, kicking the match-winning goal there from a snap, left foot snap, and put it through. Of course, Essendon had their chances in the last quarter. Caddy, I think, went for the straight in front banana kick when he had the package stringer open on his own, and of course failed to do that. Yeah, they had their chances of Bombers, but tell you what a cracking game. As I said, coming into the final quarter with the Bombers 10 points up, I had a feeling that the Crows would take this out because they were going to the winning score end where most of the goals had been kicked. Of course, the Crows finishing off with 4 goals, 3 in that final term to the Bombers 2 goals, 3. So that's 24 goals down one end to just the 10 goals up the other end. Holy Toledo Batman. Let's have a little bit of a look at the player stats here. We'll see who finished on top of the stats. There we go, Zachy Merritt there for the Bombers. Finished off with 30 touches. Not a bad game by Zachy Merritt. 17 kicks, 13 handballs, 1 mark, 5 tackles, 8 clearances. Good job by him. Rory Laird had another stunning game there for the Crows with 29. Thanks, Chris Brown. Thanks, brother. Well, good to have you here as always, Squire. We might catch you tomorrow. I think the first game tomorrow up is the GWS Giants versus the Gold Coast Suns. I tell you what, that is going to be a ripping match. It's going to be a ripping match, one not to miss. That is for sure. That'll determine the top 8 again. We'll have a little bit of a look at the ladder not too far away. We'll just go through some of these stats. There we go. Durham, I think, yeah, not a bad game. Look, I think he was quiet the final 3 quarters. For the Bombers, I think he had about 11 or 12 touches in the first quarter. And then he ended up with 27, so 2 under his best with 13, 14, 3, 5 tackles, 7 clearances. Redmond, not too bad, 24 there for the Bombers. Mitchell Hinge, not bad, 24 with 17 kicks, 7 handballs. Thanks, Sniper, for hanging in there. Good on you. Hey, Paul, yeah, tomorrow, tip the Hawks so the Pies win. Keep that. Oh, we want you to keep that roll going for the Pies. Even Addy G's barracking for the Pies tomorrow. I tell you what, Addy G's happy man with Adelaide winning, so the Bombers don't leapfrog Freo. There we go. Let's run down some of these. Dylan Shield, not bad, 21. Dersman, 22. Keys, 22. Instrumental in the Crows' victory tonight. Yeah, 16 kicks, 6 handballs. Look at that, 2 marks, 8 tackles, 5 clearances. What a game he had tonight. Ben Mackay there for the Bombers. He had 19, not too bad. Sam Berry, 18 there. Now let me get this. That's correct. Sam Berry's from the Crows. Zach Taylor, 17, not too bad. Also 6 kicks, 11 handballs. Let's keep on rolling that down to see your player with their stats, what they've had. We'll have a little bit of a look at the goal scorers in just a moment. Riley Thilthorpe, it wasn't too bad in the first quarter, but he fumbled and juggled a few balls. Couldn't hang on to the too many marks. He just had the 3 marks from the 10 disposals. Although he kicked 2 goals. There we go. He didn't do too bad tonight. I'll tell you what, the Crows look pretty good. The Crows look pretty good, even with their big man Tex Walker not playing tonight. They got the job done. They got the job done. At some stage during the game, it looked like they were looking for him. But what a game. It was free flowing. It was incredible. It was incredible. Can you believe it? 34 goals. 34 goals kicked in this game. We don't often see that, folks. We don't often see that. It was just a great game. What a great spectacle of AFL football here. Leading goal scorers, there we've got Benny Keys there. Benny Keys kicked 5 there For the Crows, fantastic. He had 22 disposals, 16 kicks, and he kicked 5 goals, 1. Darcy Fogarty, not too bad out of his 17 disposals, 10 kicks. He kicked 4 straight. Nice, accurate kicking. Darcy, good stuff. Josh Rochelle, the match-winning goal scorer of his 12 disposals, 6 kicks. He kicked 3 goals, 1. Well done, I tell you what, didn't they celebrate? Did a James Hird, ran into the crowd, hugged the spectator. We'll see that in the revisions of all the programs coming up, I'm sure. Nick Cox, 3 for the Bombers, not too bad off his 9 kicks. Riley Thilthorpe, he kicked 2 there for the Crows. Kyle Langford with 2, Jones and Gresham with 2, and Caddy, 2 for the Bombers. And we got singles to Zach Taylor there for the Crows. And of course, Stringer, Redmond, Merritt, Durham, Draper for singles for the Bombers with Caldwell. And Dowling and Berry singles for the Crows. A lot of goal scorers tonight with the 34 goals. Let's have a quick look at the AFL fantasy points. If you play that game, the leading point scorer there on the ground was Benny Keys with 129. Kyle Langford, 117. 109 for Merritt, 101 for O'Brien. And there we go. Some of the others, they drop off under 100 there. Let's have a little bit of a look at some of the team stats. But before we go any further, we had the team poll up there tonight. Who's going to win tonight's game? Of course, we had 45 votes in. This was neck and neck, folks. This was neck and neck, the poll, all night long. Of course, we had 53% for the Bombers and 46% for the Crows. I suppose 1% was for, I don't know. Where'd the other 1% disappear to? I don't know. But yeah, it went Bombers, Crows, and then he went back to the Bombers at 53%. Close game. I tell you what, it was anyone's game up until the last 30 seconds, up until the last 20 seconds. And then the Crows kicked it out from full back. 2 points up. They got the job done. Disposals, 374 to 347 to the Bombers. They take that out by 27. Well, it was a pretty even game, wasn't it, folks? No one really dominated, as I said. It ebbed and flowed. The momentum swung left and right, left and right. They both had their chances. They both put on 9 goals and 7 goals the opposite team. It was a game. It was a great game. Wahoo! Happy Freo fan, Santa all. Addy G, I can just see his cheeks are rosy and he's got the smile on his face from ear to ear. Good stuff, Eddie. There we go. I tell you what, it makes it tough for the Bombers with such a low percentage. They're going to struggle. They're really going to struggle to hit that top 4 now, I think, especially if a few of the top sides have a victory tomorrow. Okay, thanks, Mike. Netflix time. See ya. Bye, everyone. All right, Paul. Enjoy the movie. Hey, Paul, tomorrow, let me know if the movie's good that you're watching or the series. Let me know and I'll write it down. I'm looking for something new. Pass away Nartine. Bye, everyone. Amping. Oh, we're probably about another 5 or 10 minutes away from ending this one. Lang. Set up your live, Tine. Set up your live. Drop a link in the chat. And we can all head over to your live before we end here. I think everyone wants to come and see you and say hello. I think all your fans have missed you. So we'll wait for Tina and Bem Bem to set up her live. We'll head over there after this wrap up of the game, folks. The kicks, 214 to 192 handballs. I'll tell you what, they are close numbers. There we go. Inside 50, 60 to 53, both above their season's average. As I said, it was a high-flowing, high-scoring game. What we love to see. As Addy G said, tell you what, free-flowing football, high-scoring, you can't beat it, folks. You can't beat it. It's just action-packed Aussie rules football. That's why we love it. All right, disposal efficiency, there we go, 74-75. Both pretty similar there, both above season's average. Inside 50 efficiency, and both above the average there. They both picked up 52.8. Adelaide were pretty good in that aspect. 20 to 15, the free kicks. Look, the umpires missed a few. They saw some, they missed some. But general speaking, well, Adelaide, Fremantle, I should say Essendon got a few goals from the free kicks, but didn't really change the outcome of the game. The hit-outs, the stoppages, 39-50. Adelaide Crows. I thought Essendon might have taken that out, but Adelaide on top in the hit-outs. Clearance is 41-42. Both had their chance. Centre clearance is 17-18. I like seeing that. It means not one team is dominating, which we can see quite often. Stoppage clearance is 20-24. Hey, folks, I tell you what, the end result, it definitely represents the stats here, what we're seeing. Everything is incredibly even. 147, 132 contested possessions, uncontested 216 to 207. The Bombers always seem to have uncontested. They chip the ball around a fair bit and have the open play. So, but there you go. Only 9 the difference. Turnover 61, 62. Under season's average. Fantastic. Well done to both teams there. Let's have a look at some of the marks there. 89-71 as the wind's blowing like a gale here, nearly blowing the roof off the house. Holy Toledo. There we go. 89-71. Bombers. As I said, they like to chip the ball around. They like the uncontested marks. 89-71. Inside 50 marks. There you go. Wow. 13-19, both pretty much on average for the season. Contested marks, 15-7, Bombers. There we go. Look at that high scoring. Fantastic. The tackles are pretty good. Pretty much the season's average for both. Bombers win that by 10. And tackles inside 50, 6-9. Good to see both defenses holding up there. Good stuff. Bounces 16-3. Essendon well above average there. And the 1%ers, the Bombers did that little bit more, but just couldn't quite get the job done. There we go. Let's have a little bit of a look at the ladder. And of course, there we see the Bombers, they remain in 6th position there. And of course, Addy G's happy because Fremantle is sitting 5th at the moment with 1 game in hand. The Bombers are going to struggle. That's a big possibility. 42 points, only half a game inside the top 8. But folks, this percentage here is like, that's like an extra game, and their percentage is, well, let's say, it's not up to standard. It's not up to par. It's pretty ordinary, that percentage from the Bombers. But saying that, they're still in the top 8. Sitting 6, the Adelaide Crows, they pick up another game tonight. They move on to 26 points, up to 14th now. Up to 14th, but still 14 points. 3.5 games out of the 8. Let me just check. Let me just refresh this. I'm not sure if that has actually... There we go. Now that's refreshed. Now that's refreshed. So the Bombers are still 6, but Adelaide Crows, they move up now to 30 points. 2.5 games off the top 8. But with only about 6 rounds to go, they're going to find it quite difficult. They need to finish off their season strong, very strong. And of course, tomorrow we've got the GWS Giants, the first game. Hey, Nanette, evening. Good evening, Nanette. How are you this evening? I tell you what, Nanette, we just had the most cracker of a game of football where Adelaide came out victors by 2 points over the Bombers. It was great. It was good stuff. There we go. So the Giants tomorrow, first game up against the Gold Coast Suns. I tell you what, this is going to be an even match there. Very, very even match. We've got a great weekend of footy coming, folks. Who wins? There we go. There's the result. There is the full-time result. It was the Adelaide Crows victors tonight, 17-13, 115. Defeating the Bombers, Essendon, 17-11, 1-1-3. Sana all Adelaide Crows. They got the job done. They made a lot of people very happy that are sitting in the top 8, that Essendon don't get that extra victory tonight. There we go. What a game, folks. What a game. What a game. What a game. Only one dribble. No, this is football, not basketball. Football. Australian rules football. This is football. Football. AFL. Yeah, they kicked this. I'm not sure how I can where is it? Hang on. There we go. That is football. That is like a little bit of football. All right, that's enough before YT. That's enough before YT bans the live already. All right, folks. There we go. There we go. So let me just turn this around for 1 minute. So thanks to everyone for coming in. I will turn this back around in just a moment, just so the latecomers can see the score, the final result of the game. What a game! What a game! Thanks everyone for coming in. There we go. Thanks Nanette for popping in. Football, Siggy, football. Australian rules football. It's a great game. Not soccer, football. Football. You bounce the ball, you mark it, you kick it, you handball it, all that type of stuff. Good stuff. Thanks Eddie G. He's a happy man. He's a happy man. Thanks Lang, the manager in the house. Hey, set up and go live. No, we'll all come over. Chill live and come over and say hello. Yeah, in your Sari store. I tell you what, I need a haircut, folks. I need a haircut. My gosh, crazy nah. Thanks Paul for popping in. Also the sniper. There's plenty of other people. I will put this back in a minute. Thanks Chris. Chris is always a good man coming in, and of course everyone else. I think Stephen was in here. You know, everyone was in here. Mr. Blocks Fruit, go Dons. Unfortunately for him, it didn't. Yeah, I'm Shayna. That's okay. We'll all come across and hold your hand. You'll be right, Lang. You'll be right. Go now. Set up. We'll all come across. Thanks, Taddy. Hope you're having a good rest of your day there. And of course, Sniper and everybody else. Verna popped in. Ryan was in there. Arlo was here. We'll see Arlo tomorrow for the games as well. There we go. Santa all. All right, folks. That's about all for me. I'll wrap this up. I'll turn this around for about another 3 minutes, just so the latecomers that come in, they'll actually see the result of the score of this game between the Adelaide Crows and the Bombers. What a cracking. I tell you what, I haven't got much fingernails left through that game. It was still anyone's game with 30 seconds to go, mark my words. It was a ripper. I'm pretty sure we've got some fantastic games coming up next. So stay tuned for that. GWS versus Gold Coast, and then I think let's see what other games we have for tomorrow. We've got GWS Gold Coast Suns. We'll cover that one tomorrow. We'll cover the Hawthorn Collingwood game. Go Pies, they should win. Lang, that's our. Hey, I'm $7. Crows is so good. I tell you what, did you watch it? I tell you what, it was an awesome game. What a cracking game, 2 points. Rochelle, snap on his left, through the goals in a pack of players, kicks a winning goal. What a sealer. Yeah, they were good. They've been going okay, the Crows. I'll tell you what, they've been going all right. Their form's picked up. So, you know, I don't know, what are they, 2.5 games out of top 8. I hope I think most Crows supporters don't like the Port Adelaide winning. That's for sure. Hey, Maui, Howie, how you going, Squire? What's going on? What's happening, Maui? Thanks for coming. You don't have KO. Yeah, this is the first year I've had KO. So just Triple M. Oh, okay, there we go. All the call. Hopefully the call of the commentators come through okay. You know, when I do it like this. This is the call from the KO commentators. So I got KO here for the. That's the first year I've had KO. It's actually quite good. I just have it for the footy season because I think KO is about $25 a month now. So I thought for 6 months a year, why not? I'll have KO. You know, because I love watching the footy, the programs around the footy, the talking footy, you know, and the Formula One. But I'll have KO while the footy season's on and do this. So. I think it's definitely better listening to the commentators. You know, as I said, hopefully you can hear the commentators okay come through on the speaker. I think it's better listening to them than me. So I just sit there and I'm a little bit in the BG bucks, you know. So there we go. Santa, oh, hey, Tino from Maui, how are you? Just Triple M. Yeah, some of the state just depends what caller you like, you know. But I didn't mind the boys. I think it was Gary Lyon, Brownie, the Hawthorn bloke. I can't remember his name. And Bucks, I think the other Bucks, Nathan Bucks. I think they were the commentators there, was it? Or there was a couple of others. There's so many commentators. I just leave it up to the pros. I'll leave it up to the pros. But yeah, we'll definitely do that. We'll definitely do that tomorrow. As I said, GWS and the Suns will have that on as well. I won't do St Kilda or West Coast. That's 15th playing 16th. I'll give that one a miss. I'll do the more interesting game, which I reckon the Giants and the Suns, I reckon that's going to be a cracker of a game tomorrow. An absolute cracker. I think Hawthorn Collingwood should be a rip snorter of a game as well. I know 12th versus 13th, but still, you know, they're just a game outside of the 8th. So there we go. I tell you what, 141. The Giants are going in favourite against the Gold Coast Suns at 286. I would not put it past the Suns to take that one out. They're playing pretty good football. You know, they're playing pretty good football. The Hawks going in favourite at 184 against Collingwood at 196. Two of them. They're both under even money. Can't work that out. And of course, the evening game, I'll have to have a look. I think I'll probably do the Geelong Western Bulldogs game, although that might be televised on TV. I think you'd be in Melbourne stuff. Do you have over there? I think you'd be in Melbourne stuff. Do you? Sorry, I don't understand that one. I think you would have. Yeah, I'm in Melbourne. The Geelong Western Bulldogs, although that's probably televised here, I think that's definitely going to be a lot better game. That's down at GMHBA Stadium down at Geelong. I think that'll be a better game to cover than Port Adelaide, Richmond. And then, of course, on Sunday, we've got Brisbane versus Sydney. That's going to be one hell of a game. Oh, you guessed. Yeah, in Melbourne. That's going to be one hell of a game. I tell you what, Brisbane are going all right, but I tell you what, you can't write off Sydney. I tell you what, that's a cracking game. I tell you what, Brisbane are 180 favourites to win. Do you have something called an OTR? I wouldn't even have. I don't even have a clue what OTR is. I'm not sure, Bucks. Sorry about that. Brisbane are 180. Sydney Swans are $2 for that game. I tell you what, I think I wouldn't mind having a bit of even money about Sydney in that game. What else have we got there? We've got and maybe the next game. I think Addy G might do the Fremantle Melbourne game. I don't think I'll have time to do the Freo Melbourne game. The next game will be probably Carlton North Melbourne. But yeah, I think Adrian will do the Freo Melbourne game. Unless you go to that game. So I tell you what, it's going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting. Well, let's just say the ladder is going to look a little bit more interesting after. Oh, it means on the run. It is like a bigger 7-Eleven. Oh, not that I've heard of. I don't think so. No, we're just probably got the 7-Elevens. OTR, yeah, that doesn't ring a bell. That doesn't ring a bell with me over here. Yeah, but we've definitely got plenty of 7-Elevens here, there, and everywhere. In every suburb, pretty much in every suburb, we've got that, and plenty of 7-Elevens in the city. So there we go. I tell you what, Santa All. That's about it. I'll just about wrap this one up. It was all right. How Freo beat Sydney. It was. When did they beat Sydney? Hang on. Sydney. Hang on. Oh yeah. That's right. That's right. Well, Fremantle, they beat Sydney by a point. The SCG, round 16. Oh no, that was a cracker. That was a cracker. That was good. It was good to see Sydney, and then I think Sydney lost the week after that as well. So it was good to see. I don't think it's ever good to see one team just pure dominate, the rest. It's tell you what, it's one of those great seasons where, I mean, really, any one of 10 sides could probably win this, win the flag this year. That being said, like even watching tonight's game, I don't think I could put probably Essendon in that aspect of winning the flag this year, because when the pressure comes onto them, like Adelaide put on them, they can get turned over pretty easy. I don't think they've got the targets up forward. I don't think they're strong enough in that aspect. Just going. I mean, Sydney handled pressure pretty well. Fremantle were really good that day. Fremantle's a chance if they can travel. Of course, if they can travel, Sydney are better travellers. Carlton got a good chance this year. And I tell you what, Geelong are flying. You can't write Brisbane off. The Giants, well, I don't think the Giants are there at the moment. Melbourne, I wouldn't have thought so. Port Adelaide, I wouldn't have thought so. You know what? I mean, the Bulldogs could be a sneaky chance if they, their last 6 rounds. If they get on top of the last 6 rounds, start flying, they're a big chance. They could be a big chance as well. Gold Coast, they're still a little bit young. I think Collingwood have got the injuries, and they got too hard a run home, I think, so it puts them out. And Hawthorn, as well as Hawthorn are going, I think, they're still a little bit young and inexperienced. So I think, what have we got? I think the flag this year could be anywhere from Sydney, Carlton, Geelong, Brisbane, Fremantle. There we go. Probably out of the top 5 sides. I think GWS can get towed up a little bit. Yeah, Geelong in 3ED. Oh, 3ED. Yeah, downhill. Yeah. So there we go. I think maybe the top 5 sides are the big ones to take out the flag. I was going to have a look at. I was just having a sneak peek over here at. We've got, there we go. So the Swans are $3.25 for their flag favourites. $3.25, $4.50 for Carlton, $8 for Geelong. 7 for Richmond, 15 for Fremantle. I still think, $8 is still a pretty good price, I think, for Geelong. Recent form, last 3 wins on the trot. They're going all right. But it'll be a big test. For them against the Western Bulldogs tomorrow night. But we'll see. Should be a great. I tell you what, it's going to be another great week. I think all the weeks leading into finals are going to be great matches. That's all going to be good. What are the Western Bulldogs? $26. But if the Western Bulldogs are going to be a chance, they need to win probably 5 of their last 6 games of the season, I think, to leapfrog. But it's always hard. St Kilda versus West Coast. I think St Kilda will get the job done there. Where is Match Centre? St Kilda are $1.13. Eagles $5.75. There we go. You know what? The Eagles were pretty good last week. Let me just go back to who they played. Oh, that's right. They played the Lions. Eagles are pretty good. And Harley Reid, he had a quiet game last week, so I think there's plenty of upside for the Eagles. But geez, that being said, well, St Kilda had a good win a couple of weeks ago, didn't they? And then they got smashed by the Crows last week. That's an up and down type of game. But if you like the Eagles, $5.75, it's not too bad. But they're playing at Marvel Stadium. St Kilda usually go pretty well there. Look at the last week's Brisbane's game. Yeah, we'll be close. It certainly will be. Certainly. That's why it's going to be a great game, I reckon. Brisbane and Sydney. You know, I think Sydney are a big chance against Brisbane up there, and Brisbane are going in that game favourite. I think that. Have a look. They're at $1.80 Brisbane, $2 Sydney. So I'm saying I wouldn't mind a bit of that even money bet. Let me have a look through the week. Any roughies? You like the Eagles a little bit. I tell you, if St Kilda are off, you know, the Eagles could be a chance. I think the Eagles don't play too bad at Marvel Stadium. If Harley Reid has a good game, they could be in it. Roughies, you know, I think the Bulldogs are a good price at $2.59, and I also think the Suns are a big chance at $2.86. Look at that, Port Adelaide 106, Richmond 850. Oh, there you go, Santa Hall. Holy moly. Dockers a favourite, 134. Melbourne 318. I think Carlton will get the job done, 113. From what time is it for you? Now it's 11 p.m. 11 p.m. There we go, 11 p.m. 575 North Melbourne. There we go. All right. Fantastic. Ooh, what time is it for you in Shy? Huh? I don't know. Typos. Anyway, that's about all I got for this time around on this game. Of course, Adelaide come out victors. 10:33 for you. Yeah, we're always. If you're Adelaide, we're always half an hour difference. That's right. I think. Half hour difference. That's it. I know, crazy. We've got so many time zones here, and oh my god, I need a haircut. We've got so many time zones here in the land of Oz. But yeah, I've got to get back over to Adelaide one day. It's not a bad place. City of Churches. It's not a bad place, Adelaide. I'll have to get back over there on a road trip. But I tell you what, she's cold here. What is it at the moment? Oh, it's 9 degrees, but I don't know whether... Is Adelaide sending us the cold weather over here? Because it blew a gale. It was so windy today. I thought, the roof of the house is nearly going to blow off. Holy moly. 10:33 for you. 11:03 for me. There we go. Oh, Xiaomi. Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. No worries. You can say shit there. That's all right. Melbourne was nice when I went there. You probably came... When did you come here? In the autumn? Summer or autumn? That's all right. But I tell you what, you wouldn't... Here at the moment, it's just been cold. The nights have been cold. We've had... The wind's been up. We've had rain. It's not a pleasant winter here at the moment. Bucks is definitely not a pleasant winter here at the moment. I'll tell you what, looking forward to spring and then bring summer back. Thank goodness we're over the halfway mark of winter already. It's what we always look for. Adelaide to get some nice weather, so it travels. Our way here. Try and get some nice weather here. All right, I've done enough jibber jabber on this one. Stayed on for a while after the live, so that's all right. I'm going to turn this back around. Causa Forza, hey you. Oh, we're from Adelaide. And they've had a terrible weather there today and it's going to hit there. Oh, my God. I think... You just open up the weather map here. Tonight, tomorrow... Hang on. Thanks, Sniper, for hanging in there, bro. Oh, there we go. There is... Look at that. Can you believe it? That's what it is. Well, look at this. 11 degrees feels like zero. That's the rain pattern we're having tomorrow. Look at that. Tomorrow, 10 degrees here. Raining all day. 6 degrees. That's crazy. Look at the wind. 31 kilometres the winds. That's just insane. That's insane. That's all right. Sunday's going to be all right. Sunday's up to 13. Still rain, not looking pleasant. But there we go. For the latecomers in who want to see the score, all the happy Adelaide Crows supporters, 2-point victory tonight. Like the Barossa. Oh, yeah, it was so bad. Like the Barossa? What? The Barossa is nice. I actually went to the Barossa, must have been probably 15 years ago since I went to the Barossa. Nice. Nice there. But yeah, that's Melbourne weather. That was what I showed. So pretty ordinary weather. But there we go. For all those happy Adelaide Crow supporters, beating the Bombers by 2 points within the last minute and a half. Rochelle kicked the goal. There we go. All right, thanks guys for coming. The weather there was, I tell you what. Oh, the weather in the Barossa was bad. Okay. It's probably why we're copping that weather over here now. All right, so we've got a couple of days of bad weather coming. I'll have to batten down the hatches, stay inside. Yeah, in the Barossa. It's not good, is it? Not good. Hopefully it didn't damage all their vineyards and all their grapes, although I suppose their grapes haven't got much leaves on there at the moment. I'll come back in springtime, I'd imagine, but it's a nice place, the Barossa. Nice place. A lot of wineries to visit there. If there's one thing I learned, go with a dedicated driver to the Barossa Valley. Magic. Your chicken almost flew away. I tell you what. I bet you it kept its wings closed tightly, or it would have taken off. But yeah, I tell you what, it was so strong, the wind today. I hadn't felt much like that type of wind for quite a while. All right, Bucks, Forza, thanks for coming in. Sniper and everybody else, thanks for coming in. I'm just gonna say toodaloo goodbye to you. He's like 4 kilo. I tell you what, sounds like it'd be a good Sunday roast. 4 kilo chicken. Be a good Sunday roast there. Yeah. Unless it's your pet, of course. Unless it's your pet, you want to keep your pet for sure. Or bring it inside where it's safe. All right, folks. Thanks all for coming in. I'm gonna off my voice now. And I'll just leave this running for another minute and a half for the latecomers who are just going to check the score out before I end. And we'll catch everyone tomorrow where the GWS Giants take on the Gold Coast Suns. Another ripper match there. Oh, you got like 12 chickens. Oh, cool. Oh, so you must get a few eggs out of them. You have some nice omelette breakfasts with the eggs. Nice. That'd be nice. Good stuff. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see everyone tomorrow. And again, thanks all for coming in. Good to see you here. Don't forget, if you like the channel and you like a little bit of travel, etc. like that, don't forget to give us a subscribe and stick the bell on. And if you like, a little bit of Melbourne, where I travel around, show a few places, or up in the Dandenong Ranges, or parts of the Philippines. I recently did a trip over to the Philippines and to Thailand. There's a few vlogs on that. If you like to see a little bit of that type of thing on that, it'll be good. As I said, if you want to follow, hit the sub button, stick the bell on. You know when we drop a video. There we go. Be fantastic. All right, all. Thanks for coming in, as I said, and we'll see everyone tomorrow. Ciao, guys.